Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Erasmus Expeditions. We are here tonight with session number 3 of what was supposed to be a trilogy. We were just discussing before we went live that that's more than likely not going to be the case, but you never know. The night is young. But this game is called the Trickle Down. This is Harbinger, which is in playtest from Absolute Tabletop. This is kind of D&D 5th edition adjacent. It's kind of science fantasy set of rules that they are currently working on. But this is kind of pushed through the lens of a setting that I developed using these rules called Chrome City, which is super duper neon-filled, grimy cyberpunk. So if you like that kind of thing, then welcome. Hopefully tonight is going to be a ton of fun. Before we get into things, I am going to go ahead and issue the same warning that I issue at the top of all of my games, and that is, if bad language, immature subject matter are problems for you, then do not watch things on my channel at all. That's probably the safer bet. As far as I know, all of these are adults. They all signed waivers, or at least forged their parents' signatures, so we should be good to go. I'm going to pass things over so that they can introduce themselves, tell you where you might be able to find them on the internet or what they might have going on, and then I think we can get started. So we're going to start with Chad.
Hello, Internet. My name is Chad. You can find me over on Twitter at CNickVO, and then you can also find me over on Roll Call RP every other Saturday, where we play a homebrew campaign over there. And then I believe every other Friday right now over on Acersin, where we're playing just like random games and stuff right now. We just finished a non-streamed game, or the first half of a non-streamed thing that we're working on. That was a little dip into Fiasco. We played a cat Fiasco game last week, so that was super fun. And yeah. Otherwise, you can find me here. You can find me on other channels within AbTab. And yeah, I'm very excited to be here. I play Ulysses Blanc. And I'm very excited to be back with this group. Hopefully, we can get some resolution tonight.
Well, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, dude, I'm always stoked to have you on the channel, man. And yeah, I'm really excited to see where this goes and to have you at the table again. Fiasco is such a great game. It really, really is. And I'm still holding out hope that you might finish that Mafia game at some point, because I really need to kill Corey's character.
I want to do it. So let's plan it. Let's make it happen.
No, that's you plan it.
No. I know, but like, I got to get everybody else on board.
I totally understand, man. So, scheduling is a high CR monster.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I'm ready for the inevitable finale and or fallout of all of the stuff that we started. So
I've only buried like 3 bodies in the desert so far. We need to
only 3. You got to get up to at least a 5 count. At least a 5 count to
I like nice even round numbers. No. Yeah, anyways, speaking of nice even round numbers, the other Chad.
2 Chads are better than 1, from what I hear. Yes, I am the other Chad in some circles. I will be playing Lucius in this beautiful city of Chrome City, and by beautiful I mean by his creation of Jeremy, but not beautiful in itself because she's a bitch. But thank you for having me along. Lucius is a asymmetrical mancer, and hope that I can portray that in some sense. Other ways that you can use the same things, and that's what we're here for. Thank you, gentlemen, for having me. And you can find these, at least Jeremy's games and some other games sometimes, in a beautiful group called Absolute Tabletop. It is on Facebook, and you can find other games like these if that's your thing. You could also even maybe run your own, so check it out sometime, or you can just get together and brainstorm with other like-minded individuals. But it's the greatest community on Facebook that I could say. Even if you don't like tabletop RPGs, it's just a great creative community of great people. So maybe check us out sometime. And that's it for me. I'll pass the baton.
Yeah, I can't echo that enough. The absolute tabletop group is just filled with creative, welcoming, inclusive people. It's such a fantastic community. Honestly, like, it's the best place that I've ever found to hang out on the internet, hands down. And yes, Chad's message, like, the world can always use more GMs. So please, like, go out there, run games. The world deserves to see your crazy, weird ideas. Yeah. So, oh, by the way, Chad, excellent shirt. I highly approve. Star Wars OG. Excellent. Speaking of OG, I have no idea. I'm just kidding. Todd, you're next.
I'm Todd. I'm playing a Moonborn Mechanist Sylvan, and yeah, happy to be here, having fun so far. That's it.
That is honestly the best thing to hear, truthfully. Just as long as everybody is having a good time and y'all are enjoying playing in the game, then I'm happy to continue running it, honestly. That has gotten me into a pickle. I run a D&D campaign here on the channel, and it's going on its 4th year. Because of that mentality. It's fine. Like, you guys will get to quest objectives eventually. No problem. So, but it's good fun. I love it when a group kind of comes together and brings really solid characters, and the story is really engaging and interesting. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with all of these characters. So thank you for coming along on the journey, Todd. All right, last but certainly not least, Glenn.
Hey everybody, I'm Glenn. Tonight playing Kahiti Voidborn Reaver and pseudo gangster or insurgent throughout that portion of it. Can't really find me anywhere on the internet. I mean, you can, I guess. If you do, feel free to say, hey, I'm going to be confused and wonder what you should probably be doing with your spare time instead. Or see us in the first 2 episodes of this, because if this is the first one you're watching, again, I'm confused. Why would you jump in on episode 3? That's just odd. But otherwise, nope, excited to be here. Looking forward to get back into it and rolling on with the adventure.
Yes, me as well. And again, thank you very much for being a part of this, Glenn. It's always good to have the opportunity to meet new people, new players, and get the chance to kind of sit down and throw some bones with them. So I'm been very, very thankful to have gotten that chance with the 2 of you throughout this process. So I think, without any further ado, we're ready to go. Everybody ready? All right, here we go. We fly through the rain-drenched lower city as we spot several CCPD cruisers in hot pursuit of a fleeing hover car whose occupants open fire upon them. The sounds of sirens and Astra-fueled gunshots rip past us as they turn. But we continue on our own trajectory, past towering glancer screens, selling everything from sex to medicine. All just different forms of distraction from this shit-stained existence. We hear the thumping of the bass long before we arrive at the neon sign attached to what looks like a rundown warehouse, pompously denoting it as the kennel. As we pass inside, we see what distraction this place sells, blasted on every glancer in this grimy place.
Attention, hound dogs. All bets are now locked in. Please turn your attention to the main dance floor, as the kennel is proud to present tonight's title card event. In the first corner, weighing in at 386 pounds, the man with the longest reach, Bullwhip. And in the second corner, weighing in at 627 pounds, the sharpest woman around, our returning champion, the Bladed Lady. I hope you've all had your shots, hound dogs, because it's one hell of a night for a fight.
We find ourselves once again in this seedy, grimy den called the kennel. One part fighting arena, one part nightclub. The main event has just begun in this caged pit that is lowered into the central floor of this place. The noise level in here is bordering on unbearable. This mixture of screaming and yelling and the sound of combat in the pit below and the music that is just thumping and drumming on is enough to almost drive you mad. But it's within this cesspit, if you will, that we find our heroes. Well, we'll see. Ulysses and the until recently mark or suspect, perhaps perpetrator, known as Cherium, have begun their journey upstairs, up a set of stairs that they had just seen the TikTok croc come down from. Sylvan is perched somewhat nearby, watching the stairs that lead up. Meanwhile, deeper in the throng of people, Lucius has picked a fight with a comely individual known as TikTok the Croc. The fight is seemingly not only going to take place in the pit below, as the Croc has pulled a rifle from beneath his trench coat, turned his very attractive mug in the direction of our fair Lucius. And it seems like trouble might be afoot. All of you, if you would please, roll initiative. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, 20 for Kahiti. Another 20. Kahiti and... Which chat is this? Oh, it's the one that is not named. Chad Nick. Okay. Chad. So Lucius and Ulysses, would both of you please roll a d6 for me? Lucius got an 11. And Sylvan got a 15. Alright. 6 for Chad. And then what did you get, Glenn, on your d6 roll? Or was it Glenn? Yeah, Glenn. 5. Okay, so just barely. Ulysses will actually go right before Kahiti will. Alright, and what that means is, at the top of the round now, it is Ulysses? Thank you, Sean Connery. Ulysses, it's your turn. Ulysses, go, you handsome bastard.
Ulysses, it's your turn.
I remember when you stole my butter.
Says penis mightier. I can
see.
reach her back.
Yes. Okay, let's... Well, I wasn't expected to go first, honestly. We're
Nobody
currently
expects the Spanish Inquisition.
we're currently going upstairs. I kind of wanted to stay stealthy, but you know what?
Well, I mean, as of right now, you don't necessarily think that anybody has seen you.
Right. No one has. However, someone wants to start a fight. Message. No. Let's see what I got here. And how much Astra am I up to? Buddy.
Ooh,
Okay.
good question. Some of you may have Astra Fate already.
I did take some down though. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
It didn't adjust it. So I'm back
Because you
down
guys,
to
y'all had a short rest at.
I'm back down to at my limit. Okay.
Okay, cool.
But I forgot about I didn't save it. I was like, oh wait, why am I at 6 already? Oh wait, that's because I bumped it to that high last time. So yeah, I think after taking a moment to look at okay. It's not something that's gonna be physical, but I wanna try this. I would like to use my ability, a spell. I would like to use Mind Probe on Croc. It says you reach out with yellow Astra into the mind of a nearby creature. Choose a creature you see within range. You immediately sense the most prominent emotion the creature is experiencing, and the creature must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, you're able to probe deeper and can sense whatever is looming largest in the creature's mind. If it worries about something, a prominent memory, a buried secret, but if it succeeds, it recognizes that you're probing its mind and the spell has no further effect.
Okay, excellent. And what is the range of this?
Oh, that's a good question. I have to look in the document. I didn't write that down.
I might have it up. Hold on, here we go. Called Mind Probe?
Mind Probe, sir, yes.
That would fall under M. I know my alphabet. 30 feet. Okay.
So I mean, I'm on the top of the stairs, so I imagine that 30 feet isn't too far. So yeah, I'd like to try to probe deeper, not just the surface thoughts, but I'd like to try to probe deeper and see if I can get a location for if I know based on what Cherium told us, if I know that like potentially my kids could be here, I want to try to see if there's like if there's a memory he has, if something is going on there. So that's what I'd like to do for this round.
All right. It is a saving throw of what flavor?
Oh, it says it's a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom. Okay.
And then my wisdom saving throw is a DC 14.
DC of 14 versus your Astra spells. Okay. Ooh, okay. So he passes with a 15.
Ah, shit. Okay.
So you kind of reach out with this kind of ability. And
I still get to sense his prominent emotion.
Okay.
I won't be able to dive any further, unfortunately.
Right. So I think the most prominent emotion that you feel, bloodlust. Like.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of like almost predatory, like feral
bloodlust, and maybe that's something that is causing the feedback where I can't get further in because there's nothing in there.
Maybe, or it could even just be like the sheer presence of mines that are around.
That's true. Like so many people when I'm trying to trying to open up the transmitters and just. Yeah, that's a good idea.
But you get that kind of sensation of that emotion from him. And that's when you see his head whip around, and you see those pinpricks of light that basically indicate his gaze, like look upwards and spy you on the stairs.
Okay. What can I do? Additional things. Just make
So you still
sure
have
I don't-
movement that I don't think you've taken.
No. I am gonna, and I can't do 2 spells in a round, right?
Not unless one of them is also a bonus action.
Okay. Do. Gonna make sure, because spells,
I don't know
yo.
that there's a lot of them that are bonus actions in
Spells,
Harbinger,
yo.
I can recall.
Yeah, I don't think so. I will say that maybe I'm just gonna check it, but feel free to keep going. I'm gonna check it and then I'll get back to you in just a second.
Okay.
But yeah.
Do you have an intention to move at all? Upstairs,
Yes,
downstairs?
I am gonna try to move upstairs away from his gaze. Like I'm gonna try to
Go
get
upstairs.
upstairs and hide.
Okay.
Because my hope is that my team downstairs will hopefully draw that attraction back to him.
Okay.
And I can figure something else out later.
So you kind of, see this gaze kind of fall upon you, and you immediately kind of turn and like clamber up the stairs, basically bringing you to kind of right outside the door to what you're guessing must be some kind of office or something like that. You basically managed to get up to that door before we move on to the next in our order, which is right on the heels of Ulysses, as far as turn order goes at least, is Kahiti.
Excellent. So just to refresh where I remember, Lucius and I were relatively close together down there.
Yes, I believe that you had kind of followed him with the intention of acting like you were going to pay his entry fee.
Yeah.
If he was going to try to get into a pit fight, but looks like it's not going to make it that far.
We just eliminated the formality of it all.
Sure.
Okay, so awesome. One more quick question for you, then it's mechanics based. For your games, are you a declaration of inspiration used before, or can you do it post initial roll as like a luck?
You can do it afterwards. That's fine.
Excellent. All right. Well, then I think Kahiti sees this happen pseudo unexpectedly, just turns around and like, Lucius, you faded motherfucker, we could have made money on this, yeah? Pulls his axe out and is going to just straight up try to attack Croc.
All right.
So
you go up and close with him, bringing your axe down towards him.
Yeah, two-handed attack on it too.
Okay. Sure.
Oh, that's a crit. That's a nat 20.
Nice.
So
okay,
that works.
Well, there you go. It's a good way to start the evening.
This hit is going to also, I'm going to go ahead and use Astra. It will be Lime. So Croc now has disadvantage on all attacks against me.
Okay.
From this point on, at the same time, because I just hit, I'm going to use Tactician Maneuver Mark. So the creature is now marked. The next roll made against it has advantage until the start of my next turn. It cannot dodge, disengage, or hide.
Interesting. Okay. You'll have to probably remind me of some of those things as we go on.
No worries.
Please do.
All right. So this is damage.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 6, 10 plus. It's my ambusher feat. 11, 16 damage on that.
Okay.
And then last thing I'm going to do is the second tactician mover for my bonus action rally, which gives Lucius +2 to his AC. And he has advantage on his next attack roll, check, saving throw, whatever.
Okay. So an interesting thing happens whenever you strike him. Your strike, he wasn't even expecting you. His eyes, had been fixed on Lucius and then had shot up to Ulysses, and he's just not even paying attention as you come in and bring your axe down on him. But as you do so, you notice this strange kind of green, no, it would be yellow, this kind of chartreuse energy kind of shimmer across his form, particularly kind of around his coat. And as he does so, he is going to use an ability of his called Slip. When he is hit, he can use his reaction, and he vanishes in kind of like these chartreuse like sparkles. But because you were able to mark him, you can see when he reappears about 30 feet away at the base of the stairs. What does it look like when you marked him? How is it that he still stands out?
Well, I think that the center of the axe is where I have the crystal for Astra that lets it do what it does. So as I'm swinging through, that just sort of goes that neon lime green, and as I strike through, although he fades out instantly and flashes, it still is with like a spark of that green that is now sort of radiating in with around his jacket.
Yeah, perfect. So like,
and though
even go ahead.
And so I still have movement on that. So I just want to, if this is all instant action, I want to close that distance to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, you kind of have to, shoulder your way through a couple of, people that are, dancing or, starting to react to what's kind of happening. But it's not difficult to do.
Yeah, and I have up to 40 feet of movement for first turn.
Perfect.
So if I need to burn a little for difficult terrain, no worries.
Yeah. And that's probably what makes the difference. You're kind of able to, more sufficiently or more efficiently pick your path through these people.
Awesome.
Okay. That means it is the Croc's turn. What is he gonna do? Okay. As you then move to close with him, Kahiti, he kind of stares at you with these pinpricks of light kind of emitting from his eyes, and you see them kind of, the area around them seems to like darken significantly, down to the point where almost all you see are these little pinpricks of light. I need you, as he uses an ability called Death Roll, to make a wisdom saving throw.
He knows what to choose. All right, let's see.
Ooh.
That is a 12.
Okay. As you glare into these pinpricks of light, you feel something deep within your essence, your soul, that is troubled by how invasive this feels. You are paralyzed.
Got it.
He then turns his direction or his attention towards the staircase and moves upwards. As he kind of climbs the stairs, Ulysses, you hear his plodding footfalls kind of clamping down on the steel stairs kind of right behind you. And just as you're kind of reaching this door, you turn back and you see the shadow of the Croc coming up the stairwell behind you. Okay.
Yeah. So is Cherium with me?
Yes.
On the stairway, right?
Yeah, like at the office door.
Okay. Is there anything... Question. This is a stairway. It gets to the door. Is there... There's no other next story, right? Like once we get up to the top of the stairs here, there's a door, we have to open it, and then we go in.
Right. So yeah, this is kind of like a steel spiral staircase that kind of goes up. It's got a rail that goes around the outside of it, but it's open to the club around. And it gets up to like a landing that also kind of has a rail to it, but looks down over the club. Almost like in warehouses where there's like an office that is raised up above the warehouse floor and kind of tucked away.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. So it's got like a little bit of a balcony outside of the office that overlooks the club itself. And so you've kind of like gone up the stairs to that landing, that balcony, and now you're right outside the door that leads into the office itself.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Ooh. But I do have some room that if I wanted to move across the balcony, instead of being at that door, if I wanted to move across the balcony here, could I move in that direction?
Yeah, so yeah, if you had more movement on your turn, you could fall back
Right.
probably another 15 feet away from the door.
Okay. Well, because I was just saying, like, what I'd like to do is I'd like to use my bonus. I'd like to hold my bonus action that I had, and like if he tries to come and attack me, I'd like to try to void slip out of the way.
I think you can do. Can you do void slip as a reaction?
It's not a
might be able to.
reaction, but it's a bonus action.
Void slip.
So that's why I was just going to ask if you would allow me to hold a bonus action.
Okay.
On
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
So I will let you do that as a reaction if you boost it.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. I'm okay.
Just do it as a boost to do it as a reaction
I'll
instead
boost
of a
it,
bonus.
and that's going to
bonus.
be that's going to be rough, but it'll be fine because I have. Actually, it won't be rough because I have the Amber Tempest, so it would just give me an additional 1, but it will put me over my limit to do it.
Okay.
So, yep.
So as of right now, he has run up the stairs and basically closed to you.
Okay. Cool. So
all right. So let's see. I had a couple of questions in our side chat. Todd, how many spheroids? You know what? I've never found a solid answer for that. I think it's only one.
That's what I couldn't tell. It's like the drawings show multiple.
Right. And it seems like they should be able to have multiples.
Right.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say you can have a number of them equal to your proficiency modifier. I think that's more than fair.
Okay.
Okay, let's see what else we got here. Okay, you had another 12 damage that you had done to him, so a total of 28. All right, that should bring me up to everything that's going on in the chat. That was Croc Sylvan. You saw things kind of escalate quickly out on the dance floor, and then you saw him, the Croc, disappear and then reappear at the base of the stairs and then immediately charge up the stairs. But it is now your turn.
Okay. In that case, I am going to do. What is my distance to Croc currently?
Let's say the bar was, 10 feet probably from the base of the stairs. So
Okay.
10 feet to the stairs and then 30 feet up the stairs itself.
Okay. So that's too far. So I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to create a spheroid shield. You gain 2 to your armor class, and I'm going to send that to Ulysses.
Excellent.
And then
what is the mode of like transportation that this spheroid uses? How does it get to him?
I
think it's purely just flavor, just however you want to do it.
So I create it, and once I finish creating it, I throw it in the general direction, and it kind of spirals out and hovers up near him.
Nice. Okay, yeah, perfect. And since, the balcony that he's standing on is open to the club and stuff, it has absolutely no problems kind of, like flying up, almost drone style, kind of like up and over the banister to hover nearby and offer whatever assistance it can.
Awesome. And then I'd like to do a perception check or whatever Harbinger has for that.
Okay.
To look and see if there is a master control panel or circuit breakers something along those lines.
Okay, sure. Are you looking for more a method of control or more a method of like killing power?
Ooh. Method of control would be great depending on what I see in this club. If there's anything that could be used for offense, then control. If I don't see anything for offense, then just kill power.
Gotcha. Okay. So you can see, well, let's make that perception roll. We'll get that done first. See what you see.
17.
Perfect. Okay. So you see a couple of things that are kind of unfolding. You see that there are some armed bouncers that are here. And they look like they are kind of starting to take notice of what's going on, kind of out on the dance floor. They haven't quite reacted fully yet, because things are, very much kind of just developing. But you can see that they are starting to kind of like look out over the dance floor and are starting to kind of take the first steps to possibly intervene. You also, with your mechanist's eye, notice that they have no shortage of hardware that is wired into their bodies. You think it could be possible, maybe difficult, but it could be possible that you might be able to hijack them. So that's the first piece of information that you get. The second is, again, could be difficult to do, but you think you might be able to work through a backdoor entrance from the terminal that the bartender is actually using. Now, you might have to kind of forcibly move him out of the way first, but again, it's about possibilities, really. Okay.
Cool.
Is that everything that you have for your turn, Sylvan?
Yeah, I think so.
Perfect. All right. That brings us... Okay. The crowd around kind of what started to happen is also kind of taking notice. Many people are kind of moving away from where Lucius just was and where Kahiti kind of just bowled his way through. But there are other people that are kind of rough-looking, people in the crowd, and they look like some of them might be actually taking up bar stools, pool cues, bottles, things like that, looking like maybe they're thinking of joining in this good old-fashioned brawl. But as of right now, I think they're still confused as to who exactly the combatants are. So right now they're kind of looking around, trying to assess better. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That was Sylvan. Oh, Lucius, I skipped you. Sorry. The crowd was supposed to go after you. It's your turn.
How far away did Fuckface make it from me?
30.
I think I'm 30 feet. Oh, shit, you mean him.
The other.
The other
one who
fuckface.
looks like he got his face fucked already.
So it was 30 feet for him to vamp from where he was to the base of the stairs, and then he moved 30 feet up. So 60 feet as the crow does not fly. Probably much shorter distance than that as the crow does fly.
How short as the crow does fly?
I'm not going to do the math on it, but it's probably like 40 feet, give or take.
Beautiful. I'm going to void slip, boosting it to add another 20 feet so that I can get 40 feet.
Nice.
Right up on him.
Sure.
And I'm gonna come like right above him, and I'm gonna come down with him on him with my yellow electrified fist is coming down on him, and you can see the Astra glowing through my blood. Since I boosted it, I am at my Astra fade, and that activates my limit enhancer. And then I'm also going to have Astra blood now. So I'm gonna do an extra damage of melee and all this other fun stuff. So
I love this game.
And you have advantage on this attack.
Oh yes,
That's right.
Thank you, sir.
That's right.
All right, let me roll the first one.
Synergy.
Much better. Okay, so I roll 15 to hit.
15 to hit. Okay. You appear above him and come down like, chartreuse, infused fist first. But he sees the reflection of you appear in the office window, the glass, and he kind of glances upwards and takes a big step back, and you come down onto that kind of steel catwalk balcony between the Croc and Ulysses, and where your fist hits that kind of corrugated metal, that kind of what is it called? The industrial steel. It basically puts a massive dip into it, basically the size of your fist as you pound the steel down, but you miss him by 1 point.
So close. That's my bonus and my action. I'm gonna sit right there.
All right. So you kind of land, and he kind of takes this step back, and he says, "Well, good. Well, I get to get both of you on my dance card before the evening's over with." All right. Those bouncers move deeper into the crowd, now realizing that the trouble seems to be unfolding at the top of the on that balcony near the office, and they are moving closer. It's going to take them a little while to get through the space, however. Ulysses, it is your turn.
Ooh, baby. Okay, so I'm at the door with Cherium.
Correct.
Shoot, can I just feel behind me? Is the door locked or no?
You reach up and kind of pull on the latch, and it gives way under your hand, so it does not appear to be locked.
Okay, sweet. You know what? I wish this mechanic worked both ways. Because I don't think it does. What I'd like to do is, I was thinking about using energy tendril, but instead of pulling the creature toward me, I wish I could push it backwards. Right? The energy tendril works. And allows you to pull a creature closer to you.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was I could push it away as well, grab it with a lasso and swing it away. But I won't do that. What I will do is I'm just going to use, it's the only offense I really have. I'm going to use my light pistol, and I'm going to open the door, and I'm going to attempt to fire off my light pistol as I go through the door first.
Okay.
But where is mechanics? It is, I gotta roll a d20 first. Ooh, that's good though. That's a good one. That'll be a 17 on the die, so 24 to hit.
Ooh-wee. Okay. So yeah, you kind of, kick open or just, just open with your hand and kind of throw the door backwards and step back, leveling your, what is likely kind of your, possibly even police issued, sidearm,
Mhm.
and you fire and you hit him.
I will note that it does not make sound because I have a wraith muzzle attached, so
Ooh,
it won't
okay.
draw attention to other people as I'm firing this.
Nice. All right, so this, silent, magenta tracer kind of like flies out of the end of this pistol and strikes the TikTok
Oh
rock.
snap! Almost full damage too. Damn. Okay. Cool. He takes 10 damage as I lay a hefty round square into
Damage.
actually probably near his eyes. I want to aim for his face. Like usually they say aim for the chest, but like nah, I want to try to disorient him and knock him back.
Okay.
Yeah.
You fire this round soundlessly, or at least soundless until it impacts his, metallic face. Magenta sparks fly away from the exposed, kind of like inner workings of his jaw and teeth and gums and cheeks. And as he is recoiling back, you now also see those chartreuse sparkles as he fades and disappears. And you hear like a vague, like, and realize that he has appeared inside the office behind you.
Wait a minute. He void slip in. Oh, it's gonna be a tango then because I can just use my. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Here's the thing: as he does this, I hear it. He's behind me, and in this moment, how far back is this office, real quick? Just so I
How
can get
far
a,
back? Oh, size?
what size is it?
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
I just want to know the room specs real quick before I make my move.
So you see this very well appointed office. Now, knowing where you are in the city, you can tell that the vistas that you're seeing through like the curved glass at the back of this office have to be a glancer. There is no way that they have this view, just being in the location that they are and even the height that they are. But it seems realistic. There's rain that's streaking down the glass, and you can see vehicles kind of coming and going this way and that. The office itself is fairly well appointed. Large desk, it might even be real wood. You're not sure. The chair is kind of large and looming behind it. You see stacks of cash everywhere here. There's easily, well, I guess it would probably be glint. But you see stacks of glint kind of all over the desk being piled into like, organized stacks. On one side, there is a bookshelf that is filled with actual printed books. And there's seated furniture on the sides, and that is where you spot Peter and Wendy. They are bound up and gagged, laid out on these couches off to the side. But standing right in front of that desk is the Tic Tac croc.
Okay, cool. That's what I wanted to know. Okay, so spatial awareness. I see him void slip again in front of the desk, right? And I then see my kids, and like that to me is the utmost thing. I thought I'd never see them. And here you have them. Well, slippery maneuvers. Two can play at that game. I'm gonna void slip to the back of the desk, right near the glancer, hopefully right near my kids, and then I'm immediately going to be like hovering over them, protective. Like he has to come to me now. And then that'll be my turn. I just want to be as close to them as I possibly can.
Okay.
I will let
So-
you know that with that void slip, that will put me with that
Were you
void
over?
slip. It will put me 1 over, so I'll be at 4.
Okay.
fade.
All right, so roll a d6.
Roll the d6. Okay. Ooh, I hope, It's never good. It's never good when you roll the lowest number on the die. So I rolled a 1,
Maybe.
and I'm hoping that I'm hoping Harbinger tables are like ass backwards, and then if you roll low, it's good, and if you roll high, it's bad. I forget though.
It kind of
three's the
depends.
worst. Yeah, just three's the
Yep.
worst.
It kind of depends. But a 1 on the first table is you are able to maintain control of the Astra. Nothing unforeseen happens.
Hell yeah.
So
Okay.
That's
Good.
probably
good,
one of
good.
the best things that you could have rolled.
Yeah. So I'm there. I'm ready. I still have that little.
Mhm.
I still have that attached spheroid that's probably like circling around me.
Yeah, it followed you in the room.
Yeah.
After
And
you
then-
kind of like void slipped, it had to like then cross the room to like get back to you, kind of thing, because
Yeah.
it doesn't void slip with you, but it absolutely has no problem following you.
What is Cherium doing? Just so that I also kind of get a vibe on like what their.
Cherium
Hope.
is still out on the balcony.
Okay, they stayed out on the
and
balcony. Okay.
Yeah, it does not seem keen to tangle with this individual. As a matter of fact, they might be starting to try to make their way back down the stairs. They might be trying to put distance between themselves and this individual. But where Ulysses has just kind of disappeared and then reappeared next to these couches off to the side, next to the children, the TikTok croc kind of looks at him, and it's kind of hard to tell if he's smiling or not. You hear the kind of servos of the mechanical, parts of his face moving, but it doesn't change his grimace at all. Instead, he just says, "Now, you see, I had no fucking idea that they were yours. But now that I know that, well, the buffet just gets bigger and bigger, doesn't it?"
I'll be taking them home now.
Kahiti, your turn. The base of the stairs.
Paralysis still, or is it broken
Ooh,
when you
yes. No, it is still. You can repeat the save on the end of your turn.
move? Yep, that's what I figured. So not much I
Yeah.
can do other than hopefully save. That is not going to do it.
Oh no.
So unless I get, some magic happens, I think I'm good for this turn.
Okay. All right. Kahiti kind of remains positioned at the bottom of the stairs. It's almost like you're reliving some horrific moments from your past, kind of all inside your mind as your body kind of is just racked with the effects of that. Okay, it is the Croc's turn. He levels his from the desk. He's going to leverage his heavy repeater. As he raises it, Ulysses, you can tell. Just again, you've been on the streets for a long time. You've been around, crime. He has a gun that is called a Centurion SPR, and he is going to open fire on you. He's going to shoot twice. Okay, what is your AC?
Currently with the +2, it'll be 17. So
17. Ooh, okay. So his first shot, as he opens fire with this thing, his does not have a wraith muzzle on it. And this sends this god-awful noise throughout this office. The glancer screens probably even glitch a little bit as he fires this gun. And as he fires this bullet, Sylvan, what does it look like as your spheroid stops this first one from making contact with Ulysses?
I think that it would see it, it would rotate over, and then Astra would kind of spread out from it to block the projectile.
Excellent. So yeah, it's kind of like Astra, and I think green is usually like the protective one.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
think
it's
so.
kind of like this. Yeah, this kind of lime green, film, if you will. This kind of plane of energy that just comes out of the spheroid and manages to cause the bullet to deflect enough off of it that it embeds itself in the wall of the office instead of in Ulysses. However, the second shot does manage to bypass the protection of the spheroid with a 21, and it is going to hit Ulysses for a total of 18 points of piercing damage.
$18 Oof.
Yes.
Okay. Well then. Damn, son. All right. I'm just gonna keep track of it over here. Ooh, baby. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeremy. I had not noticed it on my character sheet, so I wanted to make sure. In the temporary hit points, it showed 13. I don't know when I had that, and I don't know how long those stay.
I think
that
that's
was
something that
something
Kahiti was able to hand out.
Right, but I don't remember how long they stay for, and I don't know if it was in the last battle or not.
They're permanent until they are used up, essentially.
Oh,
and
okay, cool.
Those go
Then-
away before your normal hit points do.
Then that helps out a lot. So you said 18 points? 18, so that
I
means,
believe that is
okay,
correct.
cool. So then I would only take, okay, good. Thank goodness for Kahiti Planet.
All right. So he shoots with this second shot. And he's going to hold on for right now. All right. So as he has kind of like popped off these two shots, he then kind of turns and vaults over the desk, kind of scattering glint everywhere to the floor. And as he lands behind it, he's going to tip the desk kind of up and onto its side, where he drops down to a knee behind it and takes up position behind the cover. All right.
Oh my god, I love this so much.
Sylvan, it is your turn.
Was I before the crowd?
Yes, you are. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we said it's pretty much starting to become chaos in here, right? With crowd picking up pull sticks.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely looks
Okay.
like it's fixing to turn into a real powder keg.
Okay. I'm going to do two things. I am going to create another spheroid. This one is a support spheroid, and I'm going to send it to Glenn. To
Okay,
Kahiti.
excellent. Mm-hmm.
Kahiti, that'll give you a +3 to an ability to saving throw or ability check.
Excellent. Great call. Great call.
And then I am going to jump over the bar or scramble around to get behind the bar.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, taking full advantage of the fact that there's this kind of ripple effect that is starting to move throughout the crowd of either choosing violence or not. The bartender definitely seems to be kind of taking notice, and you waste no time to kind of like scramble, throw yourself, vault over the bar, kind of knocking a few drinks here and there aside. But you manage to land basically right beside the bartender, who looks at you with just complete shock on his face. I don't think you're supposed to be back here.
Yeah, me either, but circumstances. And I toss him a couple of glint.
Okay. He kind of like catches them, fumbles them for a second against his chest before he kind of gets a hold of them. Fuck it. And he kind of like turns around and just hauls ass.
Nice. Okay, so since he did that, and I know my actions are done, but I am going to start to prep for the terminal.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you basically kind of like use some kind of probably your arc tool to
Yeah.
basically like pull the plate in the face of this machine off, basically exposing whatever innards that it has, so that way you can get to start on the real fun work next.
Cool.
Okay, then we shoot over to Lucius at the top of the stairs, just outside of the office.
I'm gonna go into the office.
Yep.
How much movement or how much distance is there between him and I?
Between you and the croc,
Yeah.
there would be. He's across the room behind the desk now, so probably 40 feet. Again.
Fuck it. We're gonna spend some Astra then to become a bolt of yellow lightning and appear
like the sound of
behind
that.
him.
Okay.
And try to do like I did before, but now I'm gonna be 2 over. Since I'm got limit enhancer, I get a boost once for free. So I'm spending 2 Astra, so I'll be 2 over.
Okay, so do your
D6,
thing,
right?
and then you do a D6 roll, or you can roll it before you do it, so you can work that into what you're doing.
Let's see. A 2.
2. The Astra stitches your wounds and mends your broken bones. You regain 1d4 hit points.
I'm not even hurt.
Yet, Chad.
True, but that's not going to help me later when I am.
That's true.
So let's try to bring down the fist, and he's going to say, "Tick-tock, it's slugging time." Oh, I'm totally using a point of inspiration. My only point of inspiration. Oh man, 17.
17, That is good enough. That'll hit him.
Give an extra 1 because I'm over. So, do I get an extra of my regular unarmed attack, or do I get an extra of my shock gauntlets?
What is the extra coming from?
My limit enhancer.
What does it say?
Since I'm, let's see.
Figure that out.
No, don't scroll the wrong direction.
If you'll look that up, I'll look up the other thing. Is the shock what?
Shock gauntlets are they add 1d6
gauntlets.
lightning to my unarmed.
Okay, cool.
And then
Yeah, if you'll look up the other ability, let's see if I can't find a clue here. Nice. Okay.
okay, the other thing
This
is
is under the
gonna be-
mechanist.
No, I'm a Mancer. Oh, that's an
Mancer.
item. That's like an item thing. The shock gauntlets? Or the
No, I found
enhancer?
those.
The limit enhancer, I have it right here.
Okay.
It says you have recent. Oh wait, maybe it's in my Astra Blood. Sorry, it's in my Astra Blood. While enhanced, you deal 1 additional damage die on melee attacks.
Okay.
Add my con mod, but I'm not doing spell damage right now.
Yes, you deal one additional die damage on melee. Okay, so yeah, I think it's going to be your melee attack.
Okay,
that
so
is.
I'll roll 2 of those.
And then the other thing is a d6 additional as well.
Okay. So 6 regular and 2 lightning. Oh, plus my strength modifier, which is another 1 more.
1 more? All right.
Well, 2, because on each dice, right? I get to add it.
No.
It's just,
no. It's just an additional
it's just 1
die.
more. Yeah, so
Yeah.
just 1 more.
Okay, so he's at 47.
Was. Or is.
Is at 47. All right. So yeah, you again in this, as Ulysses described it, this dance of void slipping that is kind of going on in this office, as it's the muzzle fire is kind of punctuated by bursts of chartreuse energy that you can kind of, if we're outside on the dance floor, can kind of see the light like shine out of the window, just kind of one after the other, almost like lightning itself. You appear just above him and bring your fist down on top of him. This time he's not able to escape from you, and you clock him right in the shoulder, just kind of over the top of this desk that he's kneeling down behind. Okay. That was Lucius. All right. There's a side door to the office that kind of slams open, and there's a woman who appears in the door frame, and she looks absolutely livid. Her brilliant pink hair is kind of illuminated against the area behind her, as she has this lit cigarette kind of hanging out of her mouth. She glares in the direction of all of you, trying to take stock of what exactly is now unfolded in her office. And she says, "What the fuck is going on in here?" Somebody fucking answer me!
He's paralyzed. This is awesome.
Oh yeah, he's not even there.
I think that Ulysses would speak up. Pardon the intrusion. I just came to get my children back.
Pardon the intrusion? You fucking sound like a cop. Are you a cop?
No, I'm not.
Look, okay.
Deception roll if need be. I will gladly do that if need be. But
is that a deception?
You're not a cop today.
I'm not a cop today. I'm a dad today. I'm a cop tomorrow.
Jesus, that sounds like an 80s like Sly Stallone comedy. I'm not a cop today. I'm a dad today.
I'm a dad today. Cop
Oh,
tomorrow.
it really does.
I'm a dad today.
She kind of puts her hands up. She goes, I don't give a fuck who you are, but you're shooting shit in my office? You're putting bullet holes in my wall? Croc, what are you doing? And who the hell are you? She kind of indicates Lucius.
I have nothing to say.
Oh,
I'm just here to hit this guy.
strong silent type. Fucking great. That does me a lot of good. Croc, what are you doing? And he kind of like stands up and kind of glares at you, Lucius. Glares at Ulysses. They came for the fucking kids. I think they're gonna take them back. This woman kind of looks at Ulysses and says, "Oh, no, I'm sorry, sweetheart, but no, those little ones aren't going anywhere. Not unless you're gonna pay me a ton of fucking glint."
I'm sorry. Did you not hear me before? I said they're going with me.
Yeah. You have lots of bravado. It's very impressive. But if you don't shut the fuck up and pay me my glint and get the fuck out of my club, then we're gonna have to put you underneath the club. You get what I'm saying?
He pauses for a long time and like you see him like analyze the room and clearly sees that while he has Lucius in this room, they're not outnumbered, but his kids are in danger. They're in a very tentative situation. Let me see if I can do anything really quickly before we get into anything.
So, since we are still technically in initiative order, and that's all she's basically doing for this round, we are going to go ahead and roll forward, and we can continue the conversation kind of dotted
Sure.
through if
Sure.
necessary. All right. The crowd downstairs is definitely taking notice. Sylvan, they're starting to fight one another, even. They're breaking chairs and bar stools over one another. They're swinging pool cues around like they're baseball bats. Some of them are throwing pool balls and full bottles of alcohol at each other. Several of them have taken, the bottles by the neck and like broken them off and are using them as makeshift slashing weapons. It's starting to get a little out of hand inside this place.
So it's Roadhouse.
Exactly. Roadhouse, the cyberpunk edition.
Yeah.
Sam Elliott is somewhere kicking ass. All right.
Cool.
So, one of them is going to beam a bottle in your direction. What is your AC?
14.
14. And you have some cover. We'll call it a +2 because you're behind the bar. So that comes up to 16. That's still going to hit you, though.
And I have a 15 dex.
Okay. So this bottle comes zinging out of kind of nowhere and clocks you in the back for 2 points of bludgeoning damage. Then it kind of falls to the ground and shatters, spilling booze all over the place. Okay. The bouncers are making their way. They are probably, on average, about halfway through the dance floor, making their way towards the stairs that lead up to the office. It's going to bring us back to the top of the round with Ulysses.
Ooh, okay. I'm really trying to decide what I want to do. I don't want to screw this up. Like me, Chad, is trying to decide how to figure this out because I'm trying to figure out what Ulysses would do in this situation.
There's no wrong calls.
No. I think Ulysses would start by asking a simple question. Who would have asked you to kidnap children for Glint? That's my question.
Look, all I know is that WHI is willing to pay a truck ton of Glint for that one in particular. And she indicates Peter. She said, I figured, I might as well include the second one. Maybe I'll get a little bit of a bonus.
Of course. You thought that. Right. Okay, then. Well, let's see here. Clearly, as you can see, I don't have WHI level of glint turned out.
Well, that sucks to be you then, pal.
It does, you're right. However, what I would like to pose, perhaps we could, because I can't leave here knowing that they're here and knowing that they're potentially in danger. I can't do that. I'm sorry. So,
it's very touching. It's very touching. The feelings that you have for them, it's very clear. It's touching. It's very, very sad. But honestly, I don't give a fuck.
I know that. I can see.
If you can't pay me my glint, then your
so does that mean I have
to get the fuck out of my club. And if you don't, then I'm gonna just have the croc continue to chew your balls off. And then he's gonna go after them.
I was going to ask, you seem like the type of person who is keen on wages, betting, correct? I mean, this is your club, correct?
She kind of narrows her eyes. Yeah, it's my fucking club. Maybe I like gambling, maybe I don't. What's it
Right.
to you?
Well, your man here, the Croc, correct? Decided to impede what I would like and what I consider is rightfully mine. So, I would wager that I or someone of my choosing, if you put us on the card against that one, they beat him, I leave your club with my children. You will undoubtedly make far more glint by the bets that are placed against whoever goes against that right now. You know that, and I know that.
Fuck me. Does he always contain this much hot air? She kind of like turns towards Lucius.
Oh yeah, he makes up for me.
Yeah, I can see that. You're a beautiful couple, honestly. So let me skip to the short and curlies of it. What you really want is you want your fuckboy over there to fight my fuckboy in the arena, and you want people to try to bet on it. And if you lose, we put your balls in his mouth and he chomps them in front of the kids. And if you win, fat fucking chance, if you win, you take these kids and leave. If I'm going to put a big old hanger on this one, if House makes enough money to cover what I'm losing from selling these little brats to WHI.
I offer a secondary wager, if that's not good enough for you.
You really are testing my patience.
Take me instead.
Take you for what?
I'm an older model.
And that's supposed to sweeten the deal for me. Look, you're not my type, if that's what you're kind of trying to get at.
Whatever WHI wants with these children, I'm sure that I could provide the same.
They specifically wanted that kid. They gave me a description of him and everything.
I know.
I don't know that they want you.
But think about it this way. If I am the child's father, then would it not mean that I have the knowledge that he has as well?
Your forge barn are breeding now? When the fuck did that happen?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Not really, honestly. I'm already getting kind of bored with this conversation. Look, so your proposition is that you're going to turn yourself over to us as a captive, and you want us to sell you to WHI in place of these little rugrats. That's what you're offering?
It would be preferable, considering that I don't want anything to happen to them, and I'm very scared of what WHI would do to them.
But you're willing to risk your own ass for it.
Yes,
whatever
I
they
am.
may do to you. All right,
Yes.
Settle down. You can.
He's holding his like he is holding
Mhm.
his pistol out and like hand full of yellow glowing Astra. I would do just about anything for these two. So
Again, it's all very, very touching. Honestly, I'm getting teary-eyed. It could just be the smell of the bullshit in this room, but you never know. So, here's what's going to happen. Croc, dearie, why don't you come over here and place a set of binders on this asshole? Meanwhile, I'm going to give your boy the key to the one that goes on the kitties. He can release them and walk out of here if he wants. But if WHI doesn't want your ass and doesn't pay, oh, buddy, the things we're going to do to you. How's that sound? Huh? Everybody get a hard on from that? Good. Great, great, great. The Croc starts to kind of make his way, kind of eyeing Lucius with a sideways glance, kind of towards where you're standing, Ulysses. Still has his Centurion SPR heavy repeater kind of held kind of on his hip. He's going to come over and reach behind his back and produce a set of like electric binders. And he kind of hits the middle button and they clasp open and you can see the kind of mingled yellow and magenta Astra kind of coursing through them. Got some fancy bracelets for you, dearie.
Grab shift.
Okay. Excellent. Back to initiative order we go. Ulysses, you still hadn't taken an action.
I have not.
So, Lucius, you're trying to grab shift. Is that something you can do typically as a reaction?
No, not normally as a reaction, no.
Okay, what does it normally cost?
Normally, it would cost me an action.
Okay, if you want, I will allow you to do it as a reaction, but you'll have to boost it by 2 in order to do so.
Well, I get 1 boost for free at the moment.
Okay. It certainly makes it a lucrative offer.
That would only make it cost 1 because it's like a cantrip that costs 0.
Nice,
so,
okay.
Let's fucking do it.
Sweet. Okay, so you're 3 over now, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, then roll a d8.
Ooh. 5.
Okay, the strain of the Astra makes you sluggish. You're going to gain a level of exhaustion from doing this, but let's get that going. What's that going to look like? Do they need
I think
a
I'm
save throw,
depends on what item. Okay, so I can see his repeater. I can see the manacles, and how about this key for that she talked about? Did they point at it? Or
he hasn't produced that yet.
I'm gonna try to grab shift the manacles to where like they go onto him.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. What does grab shift usually do?
Grab shift is if you try to take something since he's holding it, it will be contested, I believe.
Okay. So then he needs some kind of save.
I swear that maybe there isn't.
Grab
it's not more than 10 pounds. Yeah, I thought there was something it said if you tried to take something out of someone's hand.
It might have been in an earlier version of the rules, maybe. One object.
You cannot use it to directly to attack. That's fine. I'm not doing that. Yeah, so I just want to grab shift onto him.
Yeah. Okay. So I think. Okay. So yeah, graph shifting it onto him is what the boost was for. So I'm gonna go ahead and give him a saving throw. I'm just gonna make it a dex, I think, because that makes the most sense to me. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. What is your typical DC?
That would be this. It's this plus that, so 14.
Okay. So he got a 17 total. So you managed to get this basically where it latches to the one wrist, like the wrist that was holding them. So his non-gun holding hand. But the other one, he manages to pull his arms apart before it latches onto his second wrist. So he's kind of fighting somewhat against this, one manacled hand, but he does still have a hold of his gun. Okay, that's all on Ulysses' turn. Ulysses, is there anything that you're actually doing with your action economy?
Ooh, okay. Well, shnikes. And I can't astrophay, I can't void slip with my kids, so that's not good. I was like looking through the things that I could do.
Yeah, I don't know if you can take
and the
people
spells
with
that
you.
I have.
What does void slip got here?
It
I
does
looked it
not-
up too. Not naturally, just yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll offer you the same kind of manipulation.
Yeah.
The way I see boosts is less fixed than they are in the rules. And I think that if you're willing to pump up the Astra Fade, that you can kind of manipulate away a lot of the way that you use the Astra.
Yeah.
So if you want to try to use
Okay.
Void Slip with the kids, you need to boost it by 1 point per kid.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can try to take
let's do
just
it, let's
one,
do it.
or you can try to take both. But
No,
if you
I'm gonna
take
take both. I'm gonna take
Okay.
both. Like
so you'll
he
need to
would
pump it
not-
up by 2.
Yep.
That makes perfect sense.
What I'm gonna do is their bindings, right? Like I imagine them being like these. I basically want to try to backpack these kids
Ooh, okay.
around, like kind of like that. Take their like I don't know how their manacles are locked.
Yeah,
but
basically
like, I wanna try to
together.
backpack these kids.
Okay.
And then void slip to another space.
Okay.
So I'm gonna duck down in the moment of like in that singular moment of Lucius doing that and getting Croc's one hand distracted. In that moment, I'm gonna try to void slip into another space. I want to make sure my void, I want to make sure of what my level is right now. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I will definitely do that. And then you said I got a 2 up, right?
Yeah.
So instead of because I have the Cabal of Amber Tempest, it drops it by 1, but I'm going basically I have to go up by 3. So Nikes. Okay. So now I'm at Jesus Christ. My Astrofade is at a 7 because I had to take a plus 3. I had to take a plus 3 to do this.
Talking. All right.
Ooh.
I need you to roll a D12, please, sir.
Oh my God. Okay. Look, it was a risk it for the biscuit kind of thing. I have to do it,
dude.
So let's
I am
do it.
here for it.
Oh,
Let's.
Quick question. You said it's a glancer against the back wall. Is
Yes.
there an actual? There's something that I would like to do just in perception wise. Is there an actual window behind there?
It's hard to tell.
Is there an actual window behind the glancer?
You can make a perception roll.
Okay, I'll make a perception roll real quick because if it's possible, if I could somehow void slip out the window with these kids, I would love to do that.
Okay. Let's see what you got with that perception.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 19 on the die. It bounced onto my keyboard.
Okay. So yeah, it might even be because of your Forgeborn nature or something. You like kind of as seeing the building and like understanding like moving around within it and things. You've kind of taken like rough schematics, and you realize that even if there's not a window behind that glancer, that just beyond that glancer, a few inches, a foot, what have you, that you're going to be outside the building.
Okay, cool.
Because you don't have to pass through the window itself, because void slipping lets you basically
Go through wall. Like,
yeah,
I can
pass
literally
through
go
matter.
walls and pass
Right.
through matter. Okay, cool. Let's do it. Let's fucking go.
Okay, so
Yep.
here's the way that this is going to play out.
Mm-hmm.
Roll your d12 for
Yep.
your Astra Fade.
We're doing that right now. Ooh, baby. Okay, I got an 8. I am so
8.
scared, y'all.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Ooh, perfect. Okay. I got it. You grab a hold of the both of them as quickly as you can, kind of throwing their manacled hands kind of on either side of your neck, scooping them up. But as you kind of turn around to direct your astral projection, essentially, you kind of push yourself to the limits that you can. You're enveloped in Chartreuse Astra and begin to phase out of the physical realm, but your focus has allowed the TikTok croc to take an opportunity attack. I'm assuming that a 25 hits you.
No. You just said I faded from the realm, my dude. You just said I faded from existence.
I said
My
as
God,
you're fading.
There's nothing to hit. No, I'm
so a
kidding.
25. Then he attacked you with his bite. So you're going to take 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to actually just wrap your the result of your Astra Fade roll into this. So what you got on the Astra chart was Astra licks out unrestrained. One weapon, the GM's choice, gains the broken condition. He bites off 3 of your fingers. The weapon that has gained the broken condition is your hand.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? That's rad as hell. I'm cool with that. Like, literally just a single finger of death at this point. That just fucking rules. Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So Ulysses disappears in this chartreuse sparkle, and unbeknownst to everyone else but Ulysses, he reappears outside the club, 2 floors off the ground. So you're going to fall to the ground below. You're going to take 6 additional points bludgeoning for kind of the impact with the ground. And you're out
not even worried about it.
on this kind of asphalt, concrete pad that kind of surrounds this warehouse where a lot of these hover cars and stuff and hover bikes are parked for the people that are attending this club. Okay, that was all on Ulysses' turn. Kahiti, we're back to you.
So it's
All
all
right.
right, guys. I'm so
No, it's all
happy that
good.
y'all let me do that.
Oh, that's fun. That's awesome. So during our interlude, I did have to burn my inspiration, but I did get a 17.
17 is absolutely enough. So, as difficult as it might have been for Kahiti to kind of rip himself away, you managed to do so.
Oh yeah, no, I think for the last 12 seconds or so, whatever rounds are, Kahiti's been trapped in like the memory of his days on ships, getting suffocated out, as combat methods, people screaming, all that stuff. But has now broken out of it at the end of his turn. So shenanigans time. Just realizing what you said about how you look at Astra Fade and realizing that my class will never exceed Astra Fade limits unless we do shenanigans. Can
I'm a fan of
I
shenanigans.
burn, a boost essentially to get my bonus action dash back and close to get to the room?
What is it like? Are you triggering that off of an ability that exists, or are you just seeing if you can?
I'm just trying to find ways to burn up Astra, to be honest with you, because I said once I set the weapon to it, there's nothing else. That's the only ability I have that burns it, and so
I see.
I would have to trade my weapons abilities around. There's no reason to do that mid-fight. So
Yeah. Okay, so what is this ability called again?
So which one? So I have augmented weapon right now, which is what allowed me to do that, and my mark is the other one. But in this case, augmented weapon is the only thing that lets me boost Astra.
Augmented.
But I'm going to look to see if I can tap into it from the memory and the anger to just use it to get my ambusher feats bonus action back, which is the dodge. Oh, sorry, that's dodge disengage. So just to get a bonus action back to dash, because I've lost movement and everything else this period.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So let's do an extra point of Astra Fade.
Okay, so that puts me at my limit.
Okay. Which you don't have to roll for. It's only once you go over.
Okay.
So then you're able to basically just rocket up the stairs.
Awesome. So yeah, that's good. Awesome. I'm closed in for the next round, and I'm just, I think, in shock a little bit because now there's some pink-haired lady there. I saw Ulysses go in the room, but Ulysses is gone, right? I have no idea what's going on with the kids and shit. And Lucius is like trying to hold the Croc's hand, I think, or do whatever is going on with that portion of it. But awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So Kahiti has kind of bound up the stairs, one or two or three of them at a time, and manages to get to the door of the office, looking in on this weird clusterfuck that has kind of started to unfold within. It is the Croc's turn. Seeing that Ulysses has just disappeared, he kind of like straightens up, looking down at this manacle, and turns around and looks at Lucius. And Lucius, similar to how like your arm like gets powered by the Chartreuse Astra, you watch as I don't know what this would be. I guess it's Chartreuse Astra as well, begins to course through, and you can see it shine out from between every like panel line, between all of the pieces of his face and all of the joints of the cybernetics that must exist beneath his clothing. And he is using an ability called Warp. That's going to push his Astra Fade 3 points. That puts him at 2 over his Astra Fade. So he needs to roll a d6. Oh no. Okay. All right. So he does that. He enters into this warp mode. And as he does so, you can watch his eyes go from this kind of piercing blue dots to the orbs of his eye sockets completely flood with this chartreuse light. And as he does so, his exposed teeth kind of open, and he throws his head back and kind of makes this almost orgasmic kind of gasp, as he then falls backwards prone from the sudden influx of the Astra. However, Warp does a number of things for him, including giving him an extra attack. And so from his position being prone on the floor, where he's basically like taken out this coffee table, he is going to attack you from the ground. So he's going to kind of like recover slightly and point his gun in the general direction of you, and is going to open fire. You were behind the desk with him, so you are going to get a +2 to your AC for cover. So what does that make your AC total?
Currently 16.
Okay, not a problem. He's still going to manage to hit you with a 28.
Oh, well, dang it. My other ability is not going to do me enough. So.
Yeah. It was almost a critical. All right. So he sprays the entire desk and you with a barrage of bullets from his Centurion rifle, and you're going to take 11 points of piercing damage.
Currently, with my enhancements, I have resistance to piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning damage, and I have temporary hit points. So 11 is reduced to 5 or 6.
Always round in the party's favor.
Okay, so 5. So I have 8
Mhm.
temporary hit points left.
Okay. And that's not bypassed by, like, I guess they don't do magic. That's technically in Harbinger. So.
There's like fire, lightning. There's all that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
I don't have
Energy
resistance to that kind
bypasses
of
it.
stuff.
No,
Correct.
it doesn't have any kind of energy bonus.
I'm a barbarian right now, so raging
Okay.
or whatever, basically.
Yeah, essentially, like, his rifle is just, like, incredibly well made, so it's effectively like a magic weapon, but I don't think it would necessarily qualify because that's not really a rule in Harbinger. So
No attributes to it.
right. So it slams into the desk. You might have a couple of the bullets that kind of glance off of your, maybe even like your arm, your cybernetic arm or something like that. But you are able to kind of duck down behind the desk temporarily, at least to avoid the worst of it. And you're not going to take anything more than just the temporary. He's on the ground, prone, downstairs behind the bar, Sylvan.
All right. I am going to hack into the terminal. So we're going to take that action that we talked about.
Yeah. So that'll be probably a tech roll.
Okay.
And you have proficiency in tech,
I do.
and then you also have proficiency with your arc tool.
Yep.
Okay, so let's treat
So is
that
that-
like expertise, where you have double your proficiency
Double.
added in.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh man. That would be a 25.
Glorious. So
that would
tell
be
me,
good. That 25.
tell me, Todd, how does Sylvan work his way from a bar like tabulator into the system of this this entire place, and what do you do with that?
Okay, so because my arc tool are bracers, essentially, in this instance, I feel like it would be prying off the cover and then tendrils of Astra come out of the arc tool into the terminal.
Absolutely.
Probably tendrils of all the different colors, right? So not just a
Nice,
single
okay.
one, because it's trying to dive into it.
Yeah.
As it makes a connection, let's treat it like old Johnny Mnemonic
Ooh,
kind of connection.
excellent.
Just like eyes kind of roll back in my head or just go completely unfocused, just
Mhm.
glazed over essentially. And now I'm seeing pathways and
Yeah, hell
connections of this to all the other things in the club. What I am looking for at this point, because I can no longer see my people at all,
Mhm.
and I've heard all these shots from upstairs, I want to do a couple of things if I can do it. I want to look and see if there's security cameras that
Okay.
are available. If so, I want to basically get a quick glimpse of all the different
Okay.
cameras. And if that takes my full action, awesome. If it doesn't, then the other thing I want to do is I want to trigger any kind of alarms, fire alarms, anything that just
Okay.
like totally jacks with the platforms, the cages, lights, sound, all of that.
Perfect. Okay. With a 25, you can absolutely accomplish all of that without any problem whatsoever.
Nice.
So I think the way that the security camera feed kind of works is that you're able to basically access and tap into all of them, and you have essentially like built a more or less an X-rayed version of this entire building inside your brain for the moment. So you're
Nice.
able to see through all of the walls and see where all of these people are. It's triangulating several different camera feeds and kind of creating this visual overlay inside your mind. In addition, as far as the alarms, you can see that there's several. There's smoke alarms. There's like it looks like some kind of like tactical mode essentially that this building can be put into. There's the sprinkler system itself to try to fight whatever fire might be breaking out, and then you do in fact see some kind of like file that's named I don't know, bouncer network, something like that. And from what you can basically tell is it looks like these bouncers have some kind of like neural implants that basically give them an ability called where is it? It's called mind link. So they can communicate telepathically with one another, and they can visually see what each other can see. So you have access to that in addition to whatever alarms that you wish to trigger.
Okay, so since it's communication and visual, it's not it's not a control based, so it's not like they can be hijacked per se.
You think that if you were, say, to take another turn, that you might be able to override their systems and potentially take control of them.
Okay. Cool. Then let's do this. I will prep that. Like I'm going to dive into that file, but before I do, I'm going to trigger the fire alarm and the sprinklers. Okay,
excellent. So you have this visual overlay that kind of like phases into existence through your 1,000-yard stare. Meanwhile, you're also like with a second part of your mind, you're kind of like filtering through these file banks and finding this information on the bouncers. And while you're doing that, you're also taking the very simple task of simply triggering the fire alarm and sprinkler system. So those of you who are still inside the building, you see the lights kind of stop, like the concert kind of like flashing strobing lights stop. The normal lights come on, and there's just water that starts to rain down, and you hear that kind of annoying high-pitched screech that's signaling that there is a fire in the building. All right, well done, Sylvan. Okay, back upstairs in the office, Lucius.
Bringing a gun to a fist fight. I'm gonna turn this kind of dial thing on my chest, and my yellow, my chartreuse is gonna glow even brighter. And I'm gonna, instead of grab shifting, I'm going to try to Astra grasp his weapon from his hand.
All right, so we're entering the ass grasping portion of the evening.
Yeah, that's your favorite.
It's too true. All right. What do you need from me? Saving throw?
Dexterity saving throw. This is the one I was reading from. So yeah. And then I'm gonna boost it for free to try to catch it.
Why not? All right.
And I was wrong about my DC as 16, not 14.
Ah, okay. I think it still would have passed before, because I think you got like a 17 before.
Correct. That's why I didn't bring anything up.
Okay, but that will make a difference here because he got a 15 this time. So that will mean a failure. And you are Astra grasping what now?
His rifle, his weapon.
Oh, okay. All right. So, and it's basically like I just pull it to you kind of thing?
Correct, sir. Yes.
All right. So yeah, what does it look like as you wrench that out of his hands?
I'm kind of hovering now because of my limit enhancement, and the yellow is like a magnetism. There's a yellow aura that goes around the weapon, and then it just magnetizes from across the room into my hand, like a force pull or something. And then now it's in my hand, and that was a bonus action. So I'm gonna see what it does to him.
Okay. Did that cost you Astra to do?
Yes, let's roll that. I am.
Yeah, please.
I am 5 over.
5 over. Okay, so that's going to be a D10, please.
2.
2. Your healing accelerates, stitching your wounds. Regain 1d8 hit points.
I am still not into my hit points.
All of this useful healing that you're receiving.
You just see extra, like my yellow chartreuse almost becomes lime, as there's times when this blue Astra seeps in, but that's just, I'm just touching the fade, that's all.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see what this can do. He's prone, if I remember correctly, giving me advantage.
Is prone. I don't think it does with a ranged weapon. I know in D&D it doesn't typically. I think it actually is disadvantage with a ranged weapon in D&D, but I don't know about in Harbinger.
I'll look it up.
Let's just call it just a normal roll. We'll just do a 1 die situation.
All right. Oh, baby!
Did you just crit him?
Yeah, I know how this
Then
thing works.
Then it
On the
doesn't fucking
floor.
matter.
Yeah.
Okay, so this weapon does 2d8 plus 2 plus whatever your dex is.
Dex, 1. So 2d8 is anything from critting? Is it, that's why I got 2 instead of 1?
No,
or?
I'm sorry. No, it normally does that. So the way that I do critical hits is it's going to. Oh, what is your dexterity modifier?
1.
1. Okay, so it's going to be 2d8 plus 3 total. So you're going to start at 19 points, and then you're going to roll 2d8 and add the 3 again.
Oh. So 9 plus 3, 12 more.
Okay, so that's 31 total.
Nice.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of magnetize this. It launches itself across the room and like slams into your hand, and you have like a fluid motion where you flip it back around to him. It's already cycled, it's already loaded, and all you got to do is just squeeze that sweet trigger. And just before you do, you just hear him go, "Fuck," and you hit him right in the chest, and it throws him from the ground up into the air and onto the couch where one of the kids was lying just a moment before. So he is still prone, but he's now, prone 2 feet off the ground instead of on the floor itself. He is still kicking, however. There's like smoke rising out of his chest. You can see, like the clothes and things that have burned away has exposed just, wires and, moving parts. He is definitely worse for wear, but he is still in this fight. Okay. That was Lucius. All right. The pink-haired
Looks like you
woman.
could use some of this Astra that's been healing me, bitch.
He just kind of grinds his teeth together. The pink-haired woman, meanwhile, has taken stock of this situation, realized the croc is on the ground, his gun is now gone. She is going to bolt for the office door, only to find Kahiti is standing right there. She kind of looks at him. She says, pardon me. She's going to try to go around him.
It's an opportunity attack?
If you want to take it, absolutely. She's going to try to go around you.
Oh, no, I'm going to grapple.
I figured you probably might.
Yeah, I think I'm just more like, I'm not necessarily like trying to restrain her, it's just throw her back.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Back into the room.
So make so it sounds like it would probably be a shove attack then.
Yep.
So that would be athletics.
Oh yeah. So that's just the roll plus the strength modifier, or is it also proficiency bonus?
if you have proficiency in athletics, then you can add your proficiency as well.
Yep,
If not,
awesome.
then it's
so
just a
that's
strength.
16.
Okay. Yeah, without a doubt. She tries to kind of, just casually go around you, and realizes that you're not going to let that happen. And you kind of put your hand out and kind of, shove her back into the room a couple of steps. She staggers backwards. She kind of looks at you with a very menacing look. She's like, look, you see all that glint over there on that table? You let me go, it's fucking yours. You can have it. Just stand aside, let me go. Can't you hear? There's a fire. I gotta get out of the building.
Katie's just gonna look at her and be like, "Stay,
Fuck.
fucking stay." And I have,
She kind of echoes.
yeah, I have a proficiency in intimidation also, if needed.
Oh no, it's good. That's good enough to make her stay put. She kind of stands there with her hands kind of on her hips, kind of looking at the situation unfolding, and does not look pleased. The crowd, seemingly realizing that there is true peril, in now understanding that there is a fire in the building and they're getting drenched. They are kind of dropping their broken bar stools and beer bottles, and they're kind of starting to shuffle towards the exits as quickly as they can. All right, the bouncers, this clears out some of the room for them, so they are going to make their way to the base of the stairs. That brings us to the top of the round with Ulysses. Oh, there were a couple of questions in the chat again. Let's see. Todd asked, what I've seen outside the... Okay, yes, absolutely. There would have been cameras outside the club as well, kind of looking at the the parking lot and the back door and things like that. And I would say that you definitely spot Ulysses and the kids as well. I do believe that everybody starts with a Whisper Link for free.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Part of
think
the
that is the
original
case.
equipment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
cool.
think you would have one. Okay. So Ulysses outside with the kids.
Yeah.
So is it assumed then that we know Ulysses is out there or alive at least?
If
Not
he has
yet.
said something, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you guys put something over, if you guys had said something over the comms, tried to get a hold of me, I mean, within close enough distance, I think, to the building currently still, that if I could probably announce it to you guys and let you know, especially Todd, like, anything, like
What are you saying over the Whisper Link?
Sylvan would know. I made it out with the kids. You just hear like crunching of servos and things like that. Like his vocals are even like raspy for a robot, being that like pretty much he's just taken a 2-story fall on top of the bite plus everything. He's pretty wrecked, but he did so to like cushion the fall for the kids. So outside, I don't know where to go. Are we
Can
heading?
you move?
Yes, we can. I'll be heading back to the hideout.
Crowds are coming out of all the doors. Blend into the crowds and make your way down.
I'll make that. Thank you. And he'll begin to, in that moment after the communication with Sylvan, he'll go and he'll begin to unbind the children. He'll begin to unbind the children and take stock of where he landed. For one, I kind of want to make sure that there's no one around me. Like imagine jumping off a building and then like landing into a group of stormtroopers that like just happen to be hanging out there. I don't want that situation to happen. So like,
Oh no. Yeah. When you land, there's nobody outside really.
Oh, good.
But
good.
very quickly, like doors are being thrown open and throngs
So
of
I'm
people are
taking stock and
starting
I'm
to
getting these
like
kids
head to their
undone.
vehicles.
Yeah.
So you're not able to get them undone yet, unless you have some kind of method of picking, a lock or something, because you don't have a key.
Oh, okay, good. Let me take a look. Let me see what I have. Let me see what proficiencies I have, my dude. I do not have methods of that at all. Nope.
Okay.
I am specifically a protocol droid. Okay, I am a C-3PO.
Moisture
I was
evaporators are my secondary language.
I was meant for for deception and diplomacy, and that's about it.
Okay.
So yeah,
At the very
I
least,
will-
you can
I
get all
will-
three of you kind of up on your feet and moving, you know?
Yeah, I would like to use, if I could roll a perception to, again, just as Sylvan explained, trying to blend in with the crowd. If I could use that momentum of the doors opening up and like the crowds coming out, if I could use that
Mhm.
momentum to try to start finding alleyways, trying to pinpoint
Sure.
where I need to go.
So
I'd like to-
you can use a stealth. You can make a stealth roll, and I would
That'll
say
work.
that with enough
That would
people,
also
you can
work.
have advantage.
Okay, I'll do that. Definitely happy to have advantage because that was balls. Oh, cool. I rolled horrible on the first one, and then I got a nat 20 on the second.
Oh, damn.
So 23.
Okay. So yeah,
Oh, thank God for
you
advantage.
you blend right into this throng of people that is pouring out of the club, and for all intents and purposes, disappear from anybody that might be looking for
What
you.
I will
Aside
say is
from maybe Sylvan.
I take my duster, right? Like the detective duster, and then I take it off of me momentarily and I wrap it around the two kids, making my back just like more hunched and more pronounced, but then like hide them underneath me almost like a raincoat, as I then start to blend in with the crowd around me. It's difficult because
Perfect. All right.
I'm like limping and sparking too, you know.
Chad, roll me a perception check.
Roll you a perception check. That was what I was going
Please.
to try to do as well. Ooh, that's a 19 on the die.
Holy shit.
So that's a
Spitting fire.
right now. Good thing I wasn't in the fight, right? That is a perception. That is a 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are blending in with this crowd, following the flow as it's kind of like feeding out into the parking lot amongst all of these various vehicles. You're kind of looking around for a place to kind of peel away and duck. And just about the time that you're about to kind of like make a dash across some open space towards some adjacent buildings that are across the lot, the hover car in front of you goes beep beep as the lights like blink, and you can hear the doors go and unlock. Apparently, whoever the owner of this hover car is has unlocked it from a distance and is approaching across from the parking lot.
Okay, quick question. Good or bad vibes? Like, is this a good thing? Like, is this like a car that I should get into? Or is this a car that like I should like dip and avoid? Because like
When is a stranger just offering you a ride ever gone bad for anybody?
I mean,
this is a
never
car
know.
that you can just take.
It's a free car.
Yeah, there's nobody
one
in it currently.
There's nobody.
They literally remotely unlocked it.
Oh, there's no one in it. Oh,
Correct.
snap. Never mind.
They're heading
Well,
towards
then-
it, but you can't tell who it is at this point.
Well, then, yeah.
But
I'm about
I'll let one of the three of you, the other of you, so either Todd, Glenn, or Chad, Chad of the Smith variety, either three of you can describe to me what this hover car looks like.
It's hot pink with silver trim, and it has a white top. And
Ooh,
it
so it's almost like
has,
an old ass caddy.
Yeah. It would have white walls if it could. But
Yeah, hell yeah. It's like white Astro
Bad bitch
types.
across the back window in like pink lettering.
some buzzy dice hanging from the.
Yes. I love it.
So it's a spinner version of that.
Right?
Of a
Yeah.
pink caddy.
But donked out, right? Like donked out
Yeah.
on like 33s. So
Oh my
I
god!
love it.
The most ostentatious hover car.
Yeah. If it had
inside-
wheels, it would also have hydraulics.
There's an underglow kit. It's like glowing pink.
Oh hell yeah!
It's like a
I love
fuzzy
you.
steering wheel.
I love you all. Okay, yeah, no, 100%, he will head toward this thing, and zero care given. He's gonna go full like Jason Statham in Transporter, like open the door, fling the kids in the back seat, like trying obviously not to hurt them, but like getting them into safety, throwing them in the back
for
seat,
sure.
drop them in, and immediately like Dukes of Hazzard slide into the passenger seat ready to go, like, or slide into the driver's seat ready to go, get ready, and peel out of there, not even caring who's trying to steal this vehicle or who's trying to take this vehicle, because now I'm breaking my own laws. I'm breaking all my laws, guys. I'm no longer a cop.
We see
gotta
this
talk
like
Today,
yeah, exactly. You're a dad today. We covered
Today
this.
you're a dad.
I'm a dad today. Cop tomorrow. That's
Dad
gonna be
day
my
two.
catchphrase from now.
So yeah, you kind of peel out, and we see like this massive, like burly dude in like this kind of like fishnet tank top comes running up as you peel out. Hey, that's my fucking car! As you like drive across the lot, leaving him standing there holding his keys that have like, you know, whatever the equivalent in a cyberpunk world would be of a rabbit's foot.
It's just a rabbit's foot fob, just beep beep.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
Okay. That was Ulysses. Okay, Kahiti, it's your turn.
Awesome. So I think as soon as Ulysses told us he was outside and as he's getting ready to chirp out in the Pantmobile, I want to, so Kahiti's going to let him know, be like, Ulysses, when you get there, tell Awara to introduce the kids to Maya. She'll know what it means. They'll be safe. And just gonna fucking truck it towards Croc because he's full pissed off and he's prone.
He is prone.
I want to, it's advantage, right? On
for melee it is,
melee?
yes.
Yep. So first thing I'm going to do is a grapple attack. And so that is going to be a 20 to hit.
Okay, 20 hits.
And the grapple attack I want to do is lock the open manacle to my wrist so that he can't disappear and he basically has to focus on me.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
oh shit! It's like French mercenary duels.
Yep. And since he's
Interesting.
still prone, I have advantage on my next hit
Mhm.
or my next attack because I get 2 attacks. So that's 14 plus 8. I'm assuming that hits.
Yes. Mhm.
Awesome. So I'm going to use Mark again, which will give him disadvantage on all attacks against me, essentially.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry. It'll give whoever attacks next advantage on him also. That's what that one is.
Okay. Excellent.
But I also have yellow or lime Astra active still on the blade.
Mhm. Mhm.
So he now has disadvantage on me until the start of my next turn.
Okay. Excellent.
All right. So let's see for
Deck
damage.
is stacked against him.
1d12, that is a 12 plus plus 2 for my weapon bonus and the perk
Okay.
that's on it. So 14 plus what modifier is that? Your strength modifier
Yes, it should
for
be.
damage?
Mhm.
Okay. So that should be 17 total.
17 total. Can
And
put him.
because good times are good times, I still have a bonus action and I will rally myself because I can hear myself boosting my AC by 2.
Okay.
And I get
Perfect.
I get advantage on my next attack roll on top of that too. So I have locked him down.
Maybe.
Just
Maybe.
standing over him, like cuffed to him, beating the shit out of him.
Yeah, you've kind of come over and wailed on him. He's kind of trying to regain his senses a little bit. You can see that Chartreuse Astra kind of start to sparkle around him again. He is going to attempt to slip again. It's going to cost him another point of Astra Fade. And because he's manacled, he's going to have to basically pass a concentration check to see if he can do so with these on. And okay, so at first it doesn't look like it's going to work. But you can see he kind of grits his teeth, pops the well, I guess it wouldn't be muscles in his neck, and then he does actually manage to fade from existence. He's going to pop up basically just behind Tahiti, or I did it again, Kahiti. My kiddo just watched Lilo and Stitch the other day, so that must be on my mind.
Awesome.
So let's see here. Ooh, okay. Because he is now. Oh, that's the wrong chart. Let's see. He's at an Astra fate of 8 now, so that puts him 3 over. I should roll a D8 instead. That makes more sense. Okay, he's got a level of exhaustion now, but he appears behind Kahiti. Kahiti, he's not going to attack you. He turns in the direction of Lucius, and he is going to run. You notice that this effect that is coursing through the kind of the cracks in between the plating and stuff on his body, this warp effect, he is moving incredibly fast.
But he's leaving my threatened area, right?
He is, yes.
And I have advantage on this reactionary roll.
Yes.
Which is that portion. Now, question. Oh, no, I can't because I already used the bonus action on it. Shit. I was going to try to lock him down again, but can't. So,
okay.
Opportunity attack. Oh, that's definitely going to hit. That's 17 plus 8 on that one.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
But that's only 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay, he is at 101.
Now, as
still kicking.
We resolve my turn there. The manacle stayed on me, though, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Got it. Just wanted to know that for next turn.
Absolutely. Okay, that was Kahiti. It is now the Croc's turn. Like I said, he's moving very, very fast currently. He lowers himself and runs across the room, lowering even further as he gets close to the desk. He is going to slam his shoulder and hand into the bottom of the desk, essentially, lifting, or I guess it would be the top of the desk, facing him. Slams into the front of the desk, the top of it, and lifts it and attempts to push Lucius with it. So, Lucius, I need you to make a strength check. You can make an athletics. Actually, this would be a saving throw, so I think it's just a strength saving throw.
Is it athletics or just which one is it?
No, a strength save.
Strength save, then it's 15. I am in the air. I don't know if that matters or not.
How far up in the air did you envision yourself? How high is the ceiling? Yeah, it's probably. Let's switch back over to. Hold on. Whoop. Where are we? Office. So it's probably where you're standing, probably 15 feet high, maybe 20.
Then I guess I would be 10 off the ground.
Okay. So then, okay. So he picks up the desk and slams it basically into like the bottom half of you, and is going to use the desk basically as like a battering ram, and he charges forward with you behind this desk, slamming you into the glancer that forms like the pseudo window in this office, and him and the desk go through the glancer screen and out the window. Your bottom half gets slammed kind of into the window frame. You're gonna take bludgeoning damage to the good grief, to the tune of 12 points. As it kind of almost like, okay, almost kind of like spins you as like the top half stops at the wall, but the bottom half tries to go out the window. like the glancer screen is just shattered. Looks like that horrifying, visage that televisions get whenever they're broken. The kind of multitude of colors all over it no longer depicts the vista that it had before. The window that was behind it has now shattered. Where Ulysses is kind of in the parking lot, you're kind of peeling out and you would be peeling out if it had rubber tires. You're, drifting out of the lot just in time to see this broken glass, pieces of glancer, a desk, and the croc come falling out of the window, slamming down onto several of the people that are escaping from this club in such a hurry. He is going to take a further 8 points of damage as he lands roughly and kind of scrambles to his feet. And we'll see what happens next. Okay. Sylvan, it is your turn.
All right. I am going to try and hack into the guards.
All right, excellent. All right, so I think that's going to be another tech roll. Again, double proficiency.
All right. So +6 is 23.
Okay, excellent. So, it takes a little bit of doing, a little more concentration than the tasks that you had just performed. But you find the proper pathway, the proper route to kind of navigate, and you end up finding the controls programming, and you're able to basically bend it to your will. So what does that look like? And then what do you have them do?
Okay. So I think if they have any Astra channels or areas on their body, the colors would flash as they're being taken over, and then would go green or whatever the color is for shielding, healing kind of thing.
Yeah.
They would stiffen up and then relax again. What I'd like to do is, since I saw that Ulysses took off, I'm assuming that a certain portion of my awareness is still with all the cameras.
Yeah, you're still seeing that kind of overlay.
Okay. So if that is the case, and I saw Croc go out the window and he's now outside, then I want to split the guards up and send a few of them out after Croc, and then a few of them up the stairs to the room with Kahiti and Lucius.
Perfect. Okay.
And I'm assuming that's all they'll be able to do. I don't know if they'll be able to take action.
Okay. So they have an ability called Move, where they can move their speed as a bonus action as long as they're moving towards a hostile. So now that they're basically working for you as an ally, Croc would be considered hostile. So they can take double move effectively. Their speed is 40 feet. So they absolutely can get to the exits and out the doors, and they still are able to take an action.
Okay. In which case, if they see Croc, they're going to open fire.
Okay, excellent. They have a weapon that is called an Oni carbine. They are currently set for stun. They are intended as non-lethal enforcers, typically at least. So that's going to be a roll +4 to determine if you hit. We'll just do one roll and then escalate it if it needs to be.
That was a 19 +4.
Ooh, okay. So yeah, they're absolutely going to be able to tag him. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, first step of this, roll me 2d4, and we're going to use that to determine how many of these bouncers there were in total. Did you roll max?
Yeah, both times.
Okay. All right. So 8 in total. You just split them half and half. So 4 of them just went out the door. So what I need you to do now is roll 4d10 plus 8. Now again, this is non-lethal damage, just to keep that in mind. But it is a lot of damage.
I mean, non-lethal or just enough lethal that like
Only the last one has to be
because
lethal.
like Croc has enough HP that like he ain't gonna die from this, but it'd be nice if it got taken off the top. You know what I mean? Like,
It all goes in the same pool. It's just a matter of whether or not the final one actually kills him or not.
Yep.
And you said how much added to it?
4d10 plus 8.
Math.
Yeah. 41.
Oh,
Holy. Oh, so it's 150 even. Where's his stats? Where's this? Oh, God. Okay. He is still fucking alive.
Jesus Christ.
So they just light him up with these Oni carbines. Just
this is not Croc anymore. This is Solomon Grundy. He's literally.
I mean, he's got holes through his body all the way. Oh shit! Their weapons have a secondary. He has to make a Constitution saving throw or be stunned. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So it's a con save of a 13. He has to make 4 of these things. He's got a decent con and he is proficient. Okay, so let's see.
One second. I gotta double check something.
Okay,
'Cause
sure.
I don't know if it's only advantage or if he has disadvantage on a roll. Let me double check.
Oh, excellent.
No, he is good.
Okay, so he passes the first one with flying colors. The second one, he rolled a 20 on, so he's good on that one. The third one, holy shit, he rolled an 18. Okay, so the fourth one, okay, this one might be it. All right, plus, okay, that's only an 11. So he failed the last one. So it's almost like this like a cumulative effect, you know, the stun from these weapons. The first one hits him and he kind of like keeps going, pushing through it. The second, it's like fucking Boromir at the end of, you know, Fellowship. He takes the second one, takes another kind of staggering step forward. The third one, he keeps going, kind of chasing, trying to get away. And that fourth one finally hits and you just hear that kind of and his gears in his body just seize up and he just forward face plants onto the asphalt of the parking lot. All right. So we are now out of combat. And this is where we're going to take our break. Whew, holy shit. All right. Awesome. We're going to take 10 minutes. Refill your drinks, go to the bathroom, kiss your spouse, smoke them if you got them, etc., etc. And then we're going to come right back and get to the second half of tonight. If you happen to be watching this along with us, thank you very much for tuning in so far. Sit tight because we are going to be right back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to tonight's second half of this episode, Chapter 3 of the Trickle Down. We are playing some cyberpunk themed Harbinger, which is a rule set that is currently being playtested by Absolute Tabletop, which you should be able to go to their website and download the rules for free if you're interested in getting in on the playtest. I think it's supposed to kickstart, I think they said next year, maybe later this year, something like that. So very much looking forward to when that drops. But here in our little corner of Harbinger is the city of Crone City, a grimy, dirty, saturated place full of opportunity, we'll say, as long as you're willing to reach out and grab it. We find ourselves at an establishment that is one part nightclub and one part fight club. And things have been turned upside down here at the kennel by our four heroes. One of them is now in possession of the two children that had been kidnapped. He is now in a rocketing pink hovercar that is peeling out away from the establishment. The other is behind the bar, having taken possession of most of the systems here inside the kennel, including the team of cybernetic bouncers that the club uses. 4 of those just took out the TikTok Croc, who is also outside, had surfed a desk out a window into the parking lot, almost taking Lucius out with him from the office above, where Lucius and Kahiti, the other 2 of our heroes, still stand and are very quickly able to, especially with the help of the 4 additional bouncers, are able to round up the pink-haired woman who is the owner of the kennel, and that's where we're going to kind of pick back up. So the dust has begun to settle. You're no longer in immediate danger. Ulysses is gone. The 3 of you are still here at the kennel, basically large and in charge, with a retinue of 8 armed bouncers kind of at your beck and call. What are you going to do? What's going on?
Awesome. So I think Kahiti is aware of the risk associated right now, because the fact that we just had, Croc fly out the bar window, and we've drawn some attention to that portion of it. So instead, he's going to look to Sylvan. He's going to use the whisper to Sylvan to have him use the 4 bouncers outside to drag Croc back in, right? Ask him to use the 4 bouncers that are in here to secure the building, and then turn to Lucius and be like, let's grab her, get her downstairs, yeah, and try to take her down towards the pit, like the fighting pit, so that we can secure them and get the information we need.
Is she conscious or not?
I think she is. She wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, unless y'all did something about that.
I thought
I
was
had
saying
the 4 guards. The 4 guards lay
Stunner?
into her with a stun. Yeah.
Okay, well then, currently she is out. But I'm sure you could bring her back around whenever you need.
Yep.
Then I'm gonna have to go out the window and try to finish what I started.
Okay, are you going after the Croc?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, he is currently unconscious, stunned, and is being rounded up by 4 of the bouncers.
I would like to use his rifle against him again.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, tell me what it looks like. You can end him.
Oh, yeah, I would. He's probably unconscious, so he doesn't even hear what I'm telling him. But
Time's up, TikTok. You're gonna be known as the cocksucker, not the croc.
and I'm just gonna blow him right in those teeth, right in his mouth, and put the barrel right in there. And
Yeah. The bouncers don't really seem to react, but everyone else in the parking lot absolutely does. If they weren't already semi-panicked and running from this place because they thought it was, that there was a fight and that there was going to be a fire and all this kind of stuff, now they've literally just witnessed someone murder somebody else in the face with an automatic weapon. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of screaming and fleeing, and you can hear the telltale wail of CCPD sirens in the distance as they begin to approach.
I'll void slip where I disappear for a round, boosting it for free. And it'll cost me 2 more Astra pay.
Okay.
Astra. Putting me 7 over.
Ooh, okay, so that's a D12.
Somewhere. That's not it. This is not it either. That's it. Looks like an 8 to me.
Okay. Astra licks out unrestrained. One weapon, GM's choice, gains the broken condition. That beautiful gun that you just got off of the croc doesn't survive the void slip. Unfortunately, you still got all the pieces of it and everything like that. It is no longer working.
I'm gonna like try to disappear away to where because I'm like flying now. I can void slip. I'm gonna like disappear away from existence for a whole, and then far away and just try to get back to where we started, or at least I can get back on comms, but I'm gone from existence for 6 seconds.
Okay.
Cool.
Inside, as you're rounding up this woman, you can hear the shots outside.
Okay, so while those guys are doing that and straight up murdering people and taking her down and grabbing all the money.
Okay, sure.
I am going to be tracing through the system to see if there's any additional SSDs, recordings from the cameras, that kind of thing, and wiping it.
Sylvan, can you doctor those?
I don't know, maybe.
If you could doctor the image, that would mean that we may not have to vacate as quickly. So here's my thoughts, right? You can doctor the image. We set the guards at the building. We use the glint that we have on the table to bribe the police when they come in. Because after all, the murder didn't happen in the club. It happened outside the club, right? No need to come in. That's why we put people outside, right? They were vacated so they could finish their business. So that way we can interrogate her and search the place. And then we can get on the whisper and try to reach out to the base to either sync back up or have them come back here and not blow up the spot.
Yeah, I'm down with that. If that's something that I can do, then great. Otherwise, I want to basically just erase any evidence that.
What's the famous saying? Of course you can try.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Well, and we did mention specifically whenever you were in the system earlier that you noticed that there was a way to put this building in lockdown mode, some kind of fortification mode that this building could be put into.
That's for sure. But as far as like the image doctoring any recordings,
Yeah, for sure. That let's get a roll for.
Okay.
It'll be the same tech.
Okay, that's a 14 plus 6, 20.
Okay. So you think that you can, without a doubt, scrub any instance where you all appear here without any problem whatsoever. Doctoring the images, you definitely think you can do. It's just going to take some time.
Okay. Given that we can hear the cops, I don't think we have time to doctor the images.
I'd say lock it down. Worst
So
case, we'll sneak out.
yeah, we're gonna do two things. We're going to wipe any traces of us from any of the recordings, and we are going to put it in lockdown, leaving 4 guys outside.
And I'd say leave Croc outside. Not like he can talk.
Oh yeah, no, Croc's going to be out there. The guys are going to be there. Clearly, their weapons don't match the damage that's done to Croc.
But yeah, then we'll leave the office locked and with the guards outside the door of the office, take the money and go down to search. One, it's a fighting pit, so I think Kahiti's like, oh shit, let's see what we got. Right, always looking to upgrade. But at the same time, to get down and bring her to you so we can interrogate her, because I'm not the thinking one and all the smart people left. Except for you. Obviously, you're way smarter.
Okay, so scrubbing the video of any reference, any visual of the 4 of you, easily done. You put the building, the kennel into lockdown mode. You leave 4 of the bouncers outside to answer questions, what have you. The Croc's body is outside. You gathered the glint, you gathered the pink-haired woman, and brought them down to the fighting pit for, for questioning and or for, in the glint's case, for gathering for future use. Okay.
I'd like to think Kahiti is interrogating the glint. Just slowly.
A worthy pursuit. Okay. Yeah, you have a ton of glint here. Somebody roll me. Let's do this. Somebody roll 2 6-sided dice.
Roll it, Todd. What do we got?
Arena 5.
Okay, so that's 8. All right, so there's 4 of you. Each of you roll each of you roll 2d10 and give me the numbers separately. Now I'm going to take them in whatever order that you guys give them to me. Six, 4, 6, 2, 8, 5.
Which dice were they?
D10s.
Five and 1.
5 and 1. Holy crap. All right. So, in total, there is gathered up 64,628,551 glint in this place. Most of it in the office.
Kahiti has now lost his morals and his drive and is retiring.
You guys just
Oh,
made
hell yes.
serious payday. Yeah, I mean between the booking agents and all of the glint that was on books for the gambling, as well as all the nefarious shit, it's that's
For real though, we
Huge.
probably need to get a ship at some point. So
That's a great
This
idea.
is not just void ship investment. This is space station investments. Like,
Yeah.
we can buy our own planet now. This is just a planet.
Uh,
You put a down payment on a planet? Yeah, bro, I put a down payment on a planet.
Definitely upgrading some shit.
That's
Cool.
crazy.
Okay, so we're going to
I
interrogate
hear
her.
those Ozen beaches are really good this time of year.
Right.
All right. The question is now going to be, do you get to keep all of it? All right. The cops are definitely on their way, but you do have some time before they get here. So you have your glint that you have, greedily
How far,
I
I can't remember how far of a range is the Whisperlink.
I don't know.
Because I'm wondering if like they tell me that cops are on the way, even though I no longer work for the CCPD.
within 1 mile.
Oh, perfect.
Within 1 mile?
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah,
I
you're
think
likely
you're gone.
outside of that. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Then yeah, I was just trying to be like, if there's a way that I could give you a diversion before I leave.
I mean, you can absolutely see that there are cops that are, and I mean, even without that, the cops are headed there.
Yeah.
But you're also running away with your kids. So
True. Like I am trying to find a way though to help you guys. So let me think on that, and if
Okay,
I can, I will.
You think on that? I think we're going to do a couple of things on our end.
can you get the manacle off me and on her?
Yes.
Cool.
I think I'll rematerialize and come downstairs.
Awesome.
Okay.
Perfect. We're going to leave two of the guards with Croc's body. We're going to send another two basically in opposite directions down the alley, looking for the perpetrator of the murder.
Gotcha.
Why don't we just pin it on her?
Oh, I'm sure she'll just cough up to that. Yeah.
Well, what if she doesn't have a tongue?
I think he's literally just looking at him like, what?
If we had Ulysses who could Astra-fade link, then maybe we could mind wipe her into doing that. But I don't think we have time or expertise right here.
Lucius is like, I'm so faded. I'm just like, let's just burn everything, man.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I think Kahiti's looking at Lucius now and it's like, what the fuck was that? Yeah. Like, I mean, I hope that was personal. I fucking hope that was personal. That's yeah. Well, why don't you start calming the fuck down? We need her to talk. We can't kill her now. I'm not saying we can't, we'll see what she says. But
I don't know where you come from, but when someone tries to kill me, they end up dead.
We can still do that. I want
to unpack that.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure you walked up and smacked that motherfucker in the face. And
I didn't bring a gun to a fist fight. Okay.
Cool. She didn't. All she's tried to do is run away and bribe us.
Which, yeah, but you know
in
what?
All honesty, aren't so bad.
$64 million says.
Yeah, that we get that either way. Like that.
Okay. So here's the thing. If she talks to the cops, we're identified.
Yeah.
Or at least it's pinned on somebody else.
If she talks to the cops, we're identified. Lucius is identified for shooting him, and she has to explain why we were there coming after 2 kidnapped kids from a cop, right? With 64 million glint on her desk.
Yeah, well, they're not going to know about the 64 million. That's.
I agree with that. With 5 million glint on her desk.
So we need to find her contact with.
We need her information.
Yes, we need
Who's
her
contact,
information.
what she knows, and then we need her to not be a problem. That doesn't necessarily mean dead. but it doesn't, she has a decision to make. Club is a very profitable club. I don't think she loved Croc that much based off of the interactions I've seen. So
Sounds like
Lucius?
we take her and the money.
Okay, we're definitely taking the money. We may leave some with her. We
Why don't we just take
interrogate her
her
to
too?
get her details.
We don't have time for this. We don't just take her and Ulysses can crack the case on her head.
yeah, I'm fine with
Let's
taking her
do
too,
it.
but I don't want to take her back to the only place we have that's secure right now. So I'd rather figure out what Ulysses wants to do with her. So can you get on the horn back to I forget the name of the other club that I had it written down.
The Tumbler.
Yeah, you get a hold of the Tumbler. Ulysses should be there in a few. We'll figure out where we meet with him. Let's search all this shit, make sure we don't leave any glint behind, and try to figure out, Sylvan, if we can, how are we getting out of here without walking through an entire sea of fucking police?
The sooner the better, because they're not here yet. So we either have to make something happen with her before they get here.
Yeah, do you have the schematics up? Is there a basement exit? Is there a way up and out?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Jeremy, basement, smuggler's route or
Yeah.
delivery route, any kind of tunnels underneath, parking garage, whatever.
100%. Because this kind of an establishment, while pit fighting and stuff is perfectly legal, the kind of pit fighting to the point of lethality that was going on here in the kennel is definitely not. So there is 100% a cartel backdoor, if you will, out of here.
Yeah, I
Okay.
say we
Perfect.
stuff her up and grab what looks cool on the way out.
Yeah.
Although the 64 million looks pretty cool. But
Take that. We'll take her since she's still stunned. Smuggler route out. Assuming that there's some kind of vehicle there that she has access to. And
head to the port.
Yeah.
Let's head to the port. There'll be plenty of people there. Based off what we find out, the only thing we know so far is there's a spaceship or a space station that's tied up into this. Step one was getting Ulysses' kids. Step two is figuring out what the fuck's going on, right?
Yep.
I'm sure
Okay.
we can find a storage container to have a small meeting in with a little bit of greasing a few skids.
Exactly.
Okay. So it sounds like maybe try to pick Ulysses up on the way to the spaceport after you kind of sneak out this mole tunnel.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Since
Let's have
he's
Ulysses
gonna-
still drop the kids off, though.
yeah,
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
that's fine. That's the
Yeah.
goal.
Okay.
It's
So
got
yeah,
wheels too. So
yeah.
well, those
Other
that has to be abandoned somewhere.
Yeah,
the
probably.
vehicle, yeah.
Yeah, port's a good
it-
spot for it too, though. Or you can, ditch it down the road from the bar and walk it, or
Yep.
Yeah.
mass transit it. Take the
Yep.
tube.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming it's actual Futurama tubes.
I could send it.
Probably.
To the junkyard. Just
Yeah.
immediately full send to the junkyard.
Do
Or
it.
return it back to the owner for all we care, and then like
I'm so sorry. I took your valet. I valet parked your
borrowed
valet
it.
parked your pink hot rod in the seediest part of town. My bad. It just
Actually,
comes back,
if there is self-driving mode, just send it for return after you wipe everything from the interior of it, so
Yeah,
that there's no.
I clean it out. I go to a brown bear car wash. I get it all cleaned out and detailed.
Exactly.
Okay. So this all takes a little bit of time to pull off, but in that interim, Ulysses, you're able to drop Peter and Wendy off at a bar of all places. Like all good dads do.
Like you do as a good robot parent, you drop them off at a bar. Duh.
But you know that they're likely to be in good hands there with Owara, and whatever connection Tahiti happens to have with that group and organization. So the four of you then ditch the pink car, manage to collect the glint, and you're able to, I don't know, are you leaving that with Awara as well, or are you taking some of that with you?
So I think we would have
okay.
the glint for
They
sure,
have the
right?
glint. I would
Because
have
Ulysses
the
already
glint.
left. We're not going to go there to meet up with him. He's
Okay,
going to meet
fair.
us at the dock. Now,
He's going to meet you at the port. Got it.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would put a word out to any of the race I could to so that we're not running to the port alone. Like if we can get, I'm assuming that this organization that I'm a part of would have people in a spaceport, since that is
I'm sure.
essentially what we do. So that if I know another little safe house or an area to get there, if I need to get money to them to say purchase something for us on the down low, I just want them there when we go.
Okay.
And I've got that once per long rest D4
that's
hours
perfect.
or whatever it is. I just don't have a D4 in front of me right now. So
Yeah, no problem.
D8 divided by 2, I guess.
That'll work.
If I had a D8 in front of me, D12 divided by 3. So that is a 1.
Okay. Yeah, without any problem, you're going to be able, especially you have a lot of grease on your hands. So you can definitely make that happen. They'll set you up not only with a place to maybe lay low for just a little bit, until maybe like the restrictions on the port might be lifted or anything like that, which, you know, for a local murder is not likely to take very long. As well as perhaps even find you an actual ride that is headed in the direction that you need. You have the pink-haired woman that is still with you. Sounds like she's kind of going along for this ride, at least in the interim. And you were also wanting to check the arena. Anything that was of possible interest. So let's see here. Okay, cool. Do this for me. Roll a d4.
Todd, you got a D4?
Oh yeah, you did just say you don't have one. Sorry.
I just don't have it in front of me. It's all good. They're out in the garage. Run it.
3.
Hey, that's awesome.
3. All right. Let's see.
These sharp edge dice are awesome.
Oh, those are the metal. Those aren't the metal ones. Those are the different set you got, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So roll me the d4 again 3 times. If you get the same number a second time, roll it again.
Okay.
So what number
Oh.
didn't you get?
Well, actually, no. I'm sorry. Just scratch that. You can roll the same number again. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay. So 1, 4, 4.
1, 4, and 4. Okay. So, you managed to find a a set of legs that are still in working order, cybernetic legs, that you could take if you'd like. If you happen to get the chance to install those, it will grant an additional 5 feet to your base speed and give the ability to take a dash as a bonus action.
Nice.
And then
Those
the
will
others
definitely be taken.
were 3s. Is that what you said?
1, 4, and 4.
1, 4, and 4. Okay. Ooh, okay. And you found not 1, but 2. They are called Ion. They are interlacing onboard neurochips. Installing one of these gives you a +1 to wisdom and advantage on initiative rolls. All right. So you collect all of your goodies, we'll call them, as well as your prisoner, and you have made it to the spaceport and have reconvened with one another. I think that's where we're going to leave things for tonight. So, next time, we're headed to space, it sounds like.
Transport kneecaps. That's awesome.
Yeah. So just for what we want to do with her, we want to interrogate her, get all of her contact details for who put the hit on the kids. See if they were supposed to meet up to hand over the kids or not, so that we can make a decision if we want to go there, ambush them, whatever. And then we want to persuade her to either stay quiet.
In worst
And-
case, we
and
Shanghai
we-
her.
Yeah,
Worst
that's
case,
what I
we
mean.
just incapacitate her, and one of my group takes her on a long ride to a very distant asteroid.
Right.
When she's at sea, when once they're underway, they're not turning around.
So that's one of the options. You guys need to make a decision if we're going to do that to her, or if we're going to give her some of the glint and
Let's see what she
have
says.
have her keep running the club.
Yeah, I think we're going to start with interrogating her. It sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine
definitely.
the more information we can find out, the more lenient we would probably be, right? Like,
Yep.
the more lenient we could be, depending on how much useful information comes out.
Yeah,
feel like-
I mean,
Well,
the thing is, though, the thing to keep in mind is that 64 million is incredibly motivating for someone to get back at us.
Well, not to mention,
Yes.
I think what Kahiti's thinking in this instance is people who have 64 million glint lying around are juiced in,
Right.
right? And so we also don't want to start like a massive gang war. So I don't want to like just kill her outright.
True.
If she
So it's like, how do
disappears, she ends up on a ship somewhere working their way to
somebody else gets
No.
to take that mantle?
in
Yep.
2 weeks
somewhere.
we're gone,
Yeah.
by the time she gets back is what I'm thinking. But we'll see how it goes, how it plays
So
out.
something for you guys to keep in mind with that, and then we probably want to shop as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we should.
Yeah, we should shop for a cool ship with our 64 million spoils.
Well, and I think that, meds, anything we can grab on the black market or on the
thing
illicit
thing
things
that
on the way out.
I know is important based on the other games, though, is that there was that hint of a space station, right?
Yeah.
Like, we know we have to go there at some point. So like that's an iconic thing we have to look forward to. Who's
Right.
there? The interrogation is going to probably tell us that. So
Right.
that's why I'm like excited for that.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
And we previously said too that we were looking for like the 3 different files.
We have all
Yes.
3 now. Yeah.
We
We
have,
have all
now.
3 now, so we need to look at those, combine them, or our powers combined, and figure out
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
that message
the-
actually is.
Well, not to mention
Unleash Captain Planet.
we need to keep in mind too, we might not only be needing one ship, right? Like, again, based off of what we've seen and what we're finding out, right? Like, depending on what she says, we might need to make sure that we can get to the space station, and your kids and the people that Kahiti cares about can go
yes,
somewhere
can go
and
somewhere
not be
else
here getting fucked
alternatively.
over. Yeah.
Right. While we
Right.
handle our business. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. I like this. I like this plan.
Awesome. So probably do some shopping-ish things offline between now and next.
Yeah,
I mean, that sounds
Meet up,
good. That sounds
or
like
at
a
least
good idea.
Make a list.
Make a
Definitely.
list. Make a shopping cart. make a
Yeah.
shopping cart, put it in our Amazon drive, and immediately get told they no longer have those items.
Yeah, it would be a
I've got
great
some-
idea for you guys to have a pretty clear idea of what you might want to split with, or what you might want to spend your cut on. So, but we can discuss a lot of that.
64 million divided by 4 is
5 million
ridiculous.
apiece, and the rest for Kahiti.
5 million apiece in the shrewd, but I'll take it.
No, I still have the original copy of Tales from the Floating Vagabond, and they've got some fun guns. I'm sure we'll just homebrew those in.
Nice.
Don't point that thing at my planet gun. A couple other ones.
Uh-huh.
Awesome. This is
Well-
great. What a night, man. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm really, really pleased that it seems to have been that fun.
Lucius-
I had a blast. So.
Lucius got the Kurt Cobain somebody right on the end there. Like,
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
that was
Still
Should
too
have
soon, I
planted the
think.
gun on him then.
Oh, the Courtney Love special. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Yikes.
Oh,
all right, so
that's
you're
insensitive.
not
I
wrong,
apologize.
though.
all right, we're gonna get out of here before we get taken off the air.
Yeah. And demonetized.
It's a good thing I don't make
That's a good point.
shit on this. All right,
There was a disclaimer at the beginning. I love Nirvana's music.
There was absolutely. All right, so yeah, this was incredible. No, what a great session. Again, it feels like our first session was nothing but combat, and I think this session was almost nothing but the combat. So
But this was much better combat than the first one.
We were much more
it went
organized.
much better for you,
in-
that's for sure.
Listen, it was we were much more organized as a group this time
Yeah.
doing the
Sure.
combat.
Organized is a word that you could use.
Yeah, there's a reason it's called organized crime. Okay.
Some underlines on that crime part, but no, you're a dad. It's okay. You're a dad today.
I am a dad. Dad
Cop
first,
tomorrow.
cop second. Dad
Actually,
first,
probably really glad you and the kids weren't there for how it ended.
dad today, cop
Yeah.
tomorrow.
It's okay, kids. We've got you now. Ignore the fact that he's blowing somebody's head off, like who's prone.
Hey,
like
hey.
that's just
Just
They
shield your
stunned him
eyes.
first. It's okay.
earmuffs.
That makes it
Earmuffs.
better.
Yeah. Try not to hear it. Oh.
So, yeah, thank the four of you so much for this. This was a great way to spend a Monday evening. So I'm going to pass things back over to the players. They can say any outros. Again, touch on where you might be able to find them on the internet real quick, and then we're going to wrap it up and call it an evening. We'll start in reverse order with Glenn.
Yep. So Glenn still had a great night. Check out Jeremy's stuff on Start Playing. Also, so that's how we found him for this portion of it. And I'm just a regular dude, so you're not going to probably find me too many places unless you really look. And that seems weird.
Fantastic. You should be able to find the link to my Start Playing profile in the description of the video below. If you're interested in trying to hire me to run a game for you, then that's the place to go. I would love to hear from you and talk out the details and see what we can do. Speaking of details, Todd.
I'm not sure where to go with that one.
I'm
but
not either.
Give us the deets,
Your
Todd.
segues are getting sad.
Yeah, that's meh. Great time tonight. Awesome. Loving this story. And like Glenn said, check out Start Playing. Check out Facebook for Absolute Tabletop. There's been some really good conversations there, and this has just been a super fun group.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Thank you very much, Todd. All right, next we have Chad, the other Chad.
Yes, the other chat in some circles, especially these, especially the absolute tabletop one that was mentioned by Todd. I won't go into that in too much detail because I already did in the beginning. So if you missed that, go back there because why would you start at the end anyways? But you can find me sometimes tagged in Jeremy's games. I'm usually just a player. There's that's my channel. Most of the time, I'm just a player. Hopefully, I'll start running some more games, and hopefully, Jeremy encourages you to do the same because he's definitely done so for me. And yeah, if you're not playing or running a game or something like that, hopefully you're doing something creative, and that Absolute Tabletop group is a great place to spread that. So and light that fire. So thank you for this night. It was a blast. Chuckle fucks and all, and I loved every minute of it. And thanks for letting me roll dice and have a good time with you guys.
Oh yeah, brother, absolutely. Thank you. Definitely. If you have even the smallest urge to run a game, do it. Get some people to play with you. You don't have to do it online. You don't have to do it streamed. Like just you play more. The world needs more stories, so let people be heroes. Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of heroes, last but certainly not least, Chad.
Aw, thanks, buddy. Yeah.
How's that for a bad segue?
No,
bitch?
it's not. You're great. I love you. Anywho, this has been super awesome. Every time we've come together, this game is, I don't know what to say about this game because it's like I know that chaos is coming. I just don't know when or how. And I love it, and I love each and every one of you. This session was bananas. Yeah, and I really love how the story's picking up quickly and progressing quickly, and now we just have to pick up the pieces and roll with it. So I'm very excited to see what the ending arc of this game will ultimately be. But yeah, my name is Chad. You can find me numerous places throughout the interwebs. Thank you for having me. Again, guys, I'm very happy to have any of you at the table, but Jeremy, thank you for running this game. And as I've said before, time and time again, and I think every session we've had, if you have a chance to play with Jeremy, he makes these games special. It's a reason why we're all here, because he makes his settings special, his game special, and he makes every player at the table feel special. So just want to point that out, that if you're looking for a GM who is going to deliver that to you, that's Jeremy Lilly, and I love him to death. And I'm done pitching for you, but I will never stop because I love you that much, buddy. You're the best person out here in this community, and I think more people need to know that.
That, and he gave us 64 million gold.
Yeah, if you give your players absurd amounts of gold in whatever setting you play in, I'm sure you'll win them over anyways. Just give them absurd amounts of gold.
I see. Your love is bought and paid for. That's what I'm
bought
hearing.
And paid for in imaginary goods.
Imaginary credit.
Isn't that what love is?
Wait till the microtransactions start.
You gave us the equivalent of a
that's
D&D
marriage,
credit
Glenn.
card, okay? You gave us the equivalent of a D&D black credit card, and now we're just going to completely max it out and never pay the debt off.
First class trip for everybody.
Because there's absolutely no problems that are going to come from that money at all. No, sincerely, Chad, thank you very much, man. That's exceptional. Yeah, that very much warms the cockles of my heart, man. Thank you. I am very, very, very happy that all of you feel that satisfied so far with this game, and I cannot wait to see where it's going next. I love how you say it's picking up quickly as we wrap session 3 of this trilogy.
Listen, it was supposed to be 3, but you clearly see
it takes
we
what
don't
it takes.
Listen to directions. So you
it's a
told
trilogy
us
in
3
6
games,
parts.
and we're
Right.
like, nah, dude, more, please.
Welcome to the prequels.
I was going to say we're going to pull a Lucas.
The prequels.
A trilogy of trilogies.
Trilogy.
That's
of
what I
trilogies.
meant.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shit, who has to
Yeah,
reroll
this
Jar
is-
Jar?
He's behind the whole thing.
Yeah.
No, yeah, this was a ton of fun. I love the setting, and I love whenever people come to the table for a game of this, really invested in kind of like going bonkers with cyberpunk, and kind of leaning real hard into the, just blowing through their Astra and just just trying to do really big, bombastic, crazy, wild things that sometimes are a little bit off page, which I'm totally okay with. And yeah, it's just so much fun to be able to tell that kind of a story, and I really do appreciate the fact that the four of you are bringing it so much whenever we sit down to play. So I'm very much looking forward to slating our next session and figuring out when that's going to be. So I think that's all that I have for the evening. The last thing I'm going to say is being kind is a free action. It doesn't cost you anything. The world needs more of it. So put it out there. Be kind. Until next time, may your dice roll high and your snacks always be within reach.